Who am I? You sure you want to know? The story of my life is not for the faint of heart. If someone said it was a happy little tale, if someone told you I was just your average ordinary guy without a care in the world, somebody lied. Greetings and salutations to you, and welcome to a very special occasion that we have here for you. We are celebrating the 20th anniversary of one of the most important and influential films in comic book movie history. Yes, I am talking about the one, the only, the OG Spider-Man, directed by Sam Raimi from 2002, starring Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, Willem Dafoe, Rosemary Harris, Cliff Robertson, and a lot of other people that I don't have time to list. So, with that being said, we're going to go jump back into the Wayback Machine. We're going all the way back to 2002, and oh, what an amazing year it was. Now, I am not alone on this trip down memory lane to go back to the schools, to take a trip over to the Daily Bugle. Joining me on this special occasion for Spider-Man's 20th anniversary is program director of HWWS Web TV. She's the co-host of not one, not two, not three, not four, but 600 different podcasts. Please welcome the amazing Willow Schuyler. Willow, welcome to the program. How are you?
Oh, face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot.
Let me see that. Let's bring that up close.
Let me get rid of
your
this
silly
background.
green
I'm
screen
so
being
sorry.
silly. What is that? What is that object of affection that you're holding in your hands? What is it?
It is Venom.
Spoiler alert, he does not make an appearance in this particular film.
I unfortunately could not find my Green Goblin, but I have Doc Ock.
Hey! Another prominent villain that will feature in a different installment of this trilogy.
Now, when people ask me if I'm a fan of Spider-Man,
can we get any more amazing than this? You can actually look at that telephone. That is a telephone.
That is movie.
Oh, it is.
That is actual movie.
The movie telephone. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious.
I know.
Boy, you are just full of surprises tonight, aren't you?
I know how much you love props.
I do. Visual props are nothing to sneeze at. Let's just put it that way. Willow, thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate it. But also joining us for tonight's grand celebration is someone who's a very good friend of the show. She's a friend of the channel. She is extraordinary, and the force has awakened in her for years. Go strong with this one. Please welcome the one and only Phoenix of Distance Nerding. Phoenix, welcome to the program. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, do you have any visual props that will match up to Willow's expertise, or are you just saying, "Hey, I'm just happy to be here"?
I don't know how to follow that act.
You don't know, so you're just happy to be here, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That is fan flippity flip-tastic.
I feel a little out nerded here, so.
Hey, it's okay. We're all friends here.
Well, look at all the pop figures you have.
Oh,
you have
she's got a million variations of Loki in the background.
I do. I have a ton of Loki. In fact, he's more off to the side, but yeah, behind me is mostly Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because there's a certain day coming up this week that's very important. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about Loki, because Loki's going to be featured in another film, which we may discuss towards the end of this special occasion. Stay tuned for that, yeah. So, ladies, I want to give the audience here just an opportunity to get to know you just a little bit better. Before we start the film, we're going to let you in on something. We are going to be watching the movie 2002 Spider-Man. Make sure you queue up your copy, whether it's through a streaming service or whether it's through physical media. We will let you know. We're going to start it around I want to say it's the 10-second mark is where we're going to queue it up towards. So definitely pull up your copy, pull it up on your streaming service, and then we'll give you the countdown, and then we'll start the movie in just a bit. But before we do that, before we journey back to the great year that was 2002, I want to give you a chance to get to know these lovely ladies better. So Willow, I'm going to start with you. Prior to the year 2002, before this film came out, I'm pretty much know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What was your Cliff Notes version of your history with the web slinger before going in to see 2002 Spider-Man?
Okay, so I went in with not, I'm gonna have to say, low expectations, because I try to stay away from watching trailers, but I mean, it was kind of hard. Like, all my friends that I hung out with, they all were excited. I bought the Wizard magazines, read the interviews with Tobey Maguire, and like in the nerd community, everybody was talking about it. So of course, I was excited for an actual movie to come out of for Spider-Man, and I don't recall any hatred of for Tobey Maguire. Though I probably stayed, I think I stayed off the internet for the most part, in part because of the chatter.
Mhm.
And at the time, I didn't have a computer.
Oh dear.
I lived in a okay, we call it bachelor suites up here, but in a studio apartment. No, the only room in the apartment was the bathroom.
Oh jeez.
So, so yeah, I had cable, which I didn't know that I actually had cable until the person that I knew took over the apartment and plugged in his TV. Yeah, that pissed me off. Went a couple months without watching TV. That was hard. But then no, I had pretty much just moved out of foster care around that time, so being able to connect with my nerd people in real life, that was fun. Watching the movie in the theater, I think it was well received at that time.
Fair enough. Goody. Thank you for sharing that with us. I do appreciate it greatly. And now I want to turn things over just for a minute here. I want to turn things over to our good friend Phoenix. Phoenix, what was your Cliff Notes history, prior to 2002 going in to see this movie? What was your history with the crazy webhead, if any? And then what were your thoughts going in to see 2002 Spider-Man?
I don't really remember a whole lot of what I was thinking. I mean, I grew up as a Marvel fan in a DC house, which is absolutely forbidden. So they just couldn't believe that I wanted to go see Spider-Man. But I don't think I even went to go see it in theaters. The first time I saw it, it was DVD. I think we got it at Blockbuster.
Oh.
And I remember saying, "Oh, what's that? I want to see it." "Oh, no, you don't want to see it. That's Spider-Man. You want Batman."
Batman.
Yeah. But I was a little comic fan. I've been a comic book fan for much of my life. I was a little cradle comic book fan, so I loved Spider-Man. I loved X-Men. And I loved the cartoons. I love the morning cartoons. Peter Parker, MJ, yeah. So
the Lizard, the Green Goblin, the Hobgoblins thrown in there with Doc Ock and Venom.
Yeah. So I loved all of that stuff, and they were like, "You're a Marvel fan. We might have brought the wrong baby home. We're not sure." So.
Good Lord.
Somewhere out there is a Marvel family with a DC child.
How dare you, child, do this to us? No, wow, that is insanity times 1,000. Grow up as a comics fan, but then you didn't see the phenomena that was 2002 Spider-Man in theaters with 300 other big nerds such as yourself.
I was still a baby. I was 11 at the time when it came out.
Baby, I was only 11.
Yeah.
Okay, you were a youngling. You weren't a Padawan yet. It's okay.
No,
we still love
not
that.
Not yet.
That's crazy. That's good. But at least you were able to actually still experience it. Just experience it in a different kind of way.
Oh yeah.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest thing that we have learned about Phoenix tonight. She didn't see the phenomena in theaters, but she did witness it on DVD. Which is just as good. It's just as good.
It may have even been VHS for all I know.
Oh God.
It was 2002.
It was. I remember. It's funny you bring that. Thank you for sharing that with us, Phoenix. We do appreciate it. You're a wonderful person inside and out, truly. But I will say, so my history with this crazy webhead, like maybe you who are watching this, and make sure you're sharing this with all 200 of your closest friends. They're gonna like the way they look after watching this video. I guarantee it. So my history with the webhead, quite simple. Grew up in the 90s, so I think you're assuming where I'm going with this. Fox Kids had a brain, and they had a lot of great programming back then, and one of those programs just happened to be the 1994 animated series known as Spider-Man, with the voiceover of Christopher Daniel Barnes as Peter Parker / Spider-Man, among many other voice actors and actresses who played the other roles, whether it's Mary Jane, whether it's the Green Goblin, whether it's even Mark Hamill voiced the freaking Hobgoblin. Okay? That's awesome sauce. For real. He can cross over, by the way. You can like DC and Marvel, Phoenix, and still be a good person. It's fine. So Mark Hamill did it. Anyway, so I remember watching the show. I loved the show growing up, right? And then I hear about. I was sitting in a theater with my aunt at the time. We were watching another movie, right? So they have the coming attractions. I'll get to you, person in the backstage area, in just a minute. So when I saw the trailer for this movie, I lost my ever loving mind. I was thinking to myself, oh my, I didn't even know this was in development. Like, I didn't know any of the chit chatter behind the scenes or behind closed doors that were saying, oh, this film's been in development. Oh, they cast Tobey Maguire. Oh, wait, they cast Keir. I didn't know any of this. I went into this completely cold, seeing the trailer anyway. And the trailer, I thought to myself, 1994's Spider-Man is coming to life, and I am excited. I'm excited. So my expectations, needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, were sky high. I was jacked up and ready to go to see this movie. I was so excited. I could not wait to see a hero I grew up watching as a kid as an animated series now being brought to the forefront in live action form in the year 2002. So I was very, very excited. Now, before we start this movie, I've just been handed a note by our producers in the backstage area. Another person has joined us here tonight. So not only is it me, Willow, Phoenix, who we are very happy to have here with us, don't get me wrong, but another member of the Distance Nerdy family has just entered the studio. Please give it up for Phil. Phil, I'm going to go turn things over to you. So the questions are, what was your history with Spider-Man before going in to see 2002 Spider-Man? And also, what were your expectations going in to see the film known as Spider-Man in 2002? I will turn things over to you, good sir.
Well, hello, everybody. It is
Hello, Phil.
I am the young Phil. Going right into it, I was a huge Spider-Man fan from the get-go when I was a kid, man. I grew up reading comic books and Spider-Man comic books in general to a point where in the late 90s, me and my mom, we did an entire trek to collect all of the Maximum Carnage comic books. Yeah,
Wow.
like Venom was one of my favorite characters. When Carnage came out, I gravitated towards him. I mean, for some reason, characters that are just broken sociopaths are interesting to me. They are. So I mean, Spider-Man, I've always gravitated towards. I remember when I was, I want to say somewhere around like 9 or 10, my mom got me my first issue of Miguel O'Hara and got me Spider-Man 2099. And I was just like, who is this dude? He's like 10 times cooler, at least to me. I mean, to the point where the Spider-Man shirt I'm wearing today is Miles Morales, So I mean, I have, like a lot of kids, I have a huge gravitation towards Spider-Man. Even though I grew to love more edgy characters, because around 97 is when I got introduced to Deadpool. And I've been a Deadpool fan ever since. I'm a hipster when it comes to Deadpool. And for those of you who are big comic book fans, which I know a lot of comic book fans watch your show, Deadpool and Spider-Man have a very close relationship in the comics, at least. And so, it just, that love that Wade has for Peter grew my love for Peter on top of that. So I mean, I've always loved Peter Parker and Spider-Man, even before the movies. When the movies came out, like everybody else, I thought organic web shooters were weird, that kind of stuff. But I had to love it because it was seeing a childhood hero on screen. And then on top of that, the animated series in the 90s was completely amazing, and that made me love it even more.
No pun intended.
Yeah. And again, his rogues gallery was always something that I always wanted to see more of. The Rhino was so cool to me for some reason. He's just like a big dude in a rhino suit, even though it's not what he is in the comics, but I mean, it's kind of how he appeared to me, and same thing with like Shocker and the Vulture and getting into some of the bigger villains. Again, Venom, one of my most favorite characters. I've always been a Venom fan. So that's my history with Spider-Man prior to the movie, and I'm sticking with that.
Mic drop. No, it's all good, man. We thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you for being here with us, Phil of the Distance Nerding podcast. Once again, make sure you're sharing this with all 300 of your closest friends. You're gonna like the way they look after watching this video, I guarantee it. So, without any further ado, we're gonna get things started here with the movie Spider-Man 2002. We're gonna go back into the Wayback Machine. 2002, such a great year to be a nerd, great year to be alive. Queue up your copy if you're on your streaming service or your physical copy to the 10-second mark as the Columbia Pictures logo is coming up on your screen, respectively, of course. And once again, if you have any thoughts, if you have any feelings, any memories of this great, great film that you want to share with us, drop them like they're hot, like it's nobody's business in the flippy flip comments below. Because trust me when I tell you, if we're going to get to your comments, we'll bring some of them up on screen. If you have a question for us, we'll bring that question up to the panel, see what they have to say about it. That's what we're here for. We're here to celebrate. We're here to have some fun and be here with friends and families and all that jazz. So without any further ado, we're going to go back to a lovely year called 2002. And let me tell you something before we start right here. The trailer told us, the trailer said, one hero will take you on the ultimate spin. And we are going to do that in 3, 2, 1, and hit play. Let's go. Mm-hmm.
I've always loved that music.
We got the Danny Elfman score. Ironically, the guy scores Batman for Tim Burton in 1989, and then he ends up scoring a Marvel character with Spider-Man. Absolutely amazing. Good, like, theme to kick things off. It really, brings it up. Like each note just adds on top of the other.
I mean, look at where it is right now too, because how it's really grown. It went from that to what we see today.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's your spelling there, Willow. I noticed you misspelled Toby's name not once, but twice today on your social media, and you had to go all the way back and fix it.
Me and autocorrect do not get along.
Willem Dafoe, Kirsten Dunst. Wow.
Which, by the way, Kirsten Dunst just celebrated her 40th birthday this week.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday to her.
So happy 40th to Kirsten Dunst, a.k.a. the OJ, Mary Jane Watson from the Spider-Man universe. Live action-wise, anyway, not counting the animated series. I know that's a separate medium, but yes.
Now I'm curious, are you guys Mary Jane fans or Black Cat?
Ooh.
Mary Jane.
I got to go Mary Jane. I mean, because watching these movies in theaters and just seeing how these characters were interpreted on screen, like some of the lines that she says in this film, and then when she adds a little bit more pizzazz in the second film, spoilers for those of you who haven't seen Spider-Man 2, go get him, Tiger. As soon as she said that, I was like, yes!
Or I completely forgot Gwen Stacy.
I was going to say, I'm a Gwen Stacy fan.
Hey, listen. Gwen Stacy actually canonically, if I'm saying this right, in the comics came before MJ, and I didn't know that at the time.
Yep. There are two catalysts that make Peter Parker Spider-Man, and a lot of people know the first one, and everybody always assumes the first one is the only thing that makes him Spider-Man, and it's not. It's the first thing, obviously, is the death of Uncle Ben, but the second thing is that he couldn't save Gwen Stacy.
That's right.
And when Gwen Stacy dies, it affects him like on a visceral level. And it makes it to where he tells himself over and over again, I will never allow someone to die again. So those two things are what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. And then when Gwen comes back in the comics, like it like messes with Peter on a different level. So it's like
interesting.
And it's kind of interesting that they're playing with the multiverse right now too, because then we get to see what happens if a character doesn't affect him, or if something doesn't happen, or if something does happen. And we get to see three. I love the last movie because we get to see three Spider-Mans of something that very, very different lives.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen No Way Home. I haven't seen it, but I already know some of the stuff that happened.
Sorry about that.
I'm saying no. I already knew the OG2 were going to show up because they were very terrible at hiding that. So I already know certain spoilers about the film, but I don't know all the spoilers of No Way Home. So, but anyway, as we are introduced to this film, Spider-Man 2002, we're hearing the monologue from Tobey Maguire's character, Peter Parker, and he's talking about how, hey, my life could have been simpler if I had just been with so-and-so. And I didn't know this at the time, way back when I didn't know this, but now some years ago I learned this. The man who plays Flash Thompson is the same dude who's been in like every show and movie for the last like 10 years, Joe Manganiello. It's crazy. He's Flash Thompson in this movie. I did not know that. Going way back at the time, I didn't know, but now I know, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, Joe Manganiello, because there was a long-term plan, and eventually Joe Manganiello was supposed to be Flash Thompson and become Venom later on, but you know that
never came to
didn't
pass.
pan out, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not against who plays it now, so
We're not going to get into that conversation.
Like I said, that's a whole other can of worms.
Not because he looks good. No, he's an excellent actor.
He is. I think Tom Hardy's a great actor.
Oh yeah, he is.
I just
Mr. Wayne. No one knew who I was till I put on the mask. I'm just saying, there, Phil. I'm just saying.
I can do.
Which, by the way, that film, The Dark Knight Rises, turns 10 in July this year.
That's crazy that it's that old. Yeah, no, and then that's another voice I do all the time. But no,
I'll be honest, it's because of this movie, because I spent a long time. I have had a career as a reporter, and I spent a long time feeling really close to Peter Parker because the
Daily Bugle stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a nice fun fact to learn about you tonight, Willow.
Yeah.
Willow, Phoenix. Sorry, wrong person. Sorry, I'm Phoenix.
I did a lot of photography because Peter Parker did photography.
Yeah, I'm the one that's on the verge of becoming a villain at any moment.
Yeah, sorry.
I just voiced him. That's all I do. It's just
I'm sorry. I mixed things up a bit. That's my issue. I'm sorry. Anyway,
he's discussing your strength. Victory has defeated you.
Oh, geez. Talking about a Marvel movie, and we're getting lines from a DC property.
Yeah. Going back on that, no, I mentioned at the top of the show that I am a monster Venom fan. So you can probably understand why I'm not a fan of those movies. You
have certain frustrations with certain properties outside of this movie that we are watching tonight.
Right. And we should probably get back into Spider-Man.
Can I point out, though, does William Dafoe ever age? Like,
I don't think he does.
No. This is why I wanted to play the Jokers, because again,
he's so good. And by the way, these are good like if no one, hypothetically, if a person goes in to see this movie cold turkey, hasn't seen any Spider-Man properties, like any of the comics, anything, like to me, this is a good introduction to these characters in this universe.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing, Norman Osborn, you're seeing Harry Osborn say, hey, this is my dad, this is what he does, he's a scientist. And then he goes in, he gets the spider bite. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Spider-Man, he gets bitten by something.
Yeah.
So the way they just went about it in a modern setting, at least for this time period of 2002, I think it was presented very well.
Well, the good thing is, without there being a larger universe at fold, like this is pre-MCU, so it's like
at the time,
right, without having this whole world already built, they did a good job of creating Oscorp and making Oscorp this giant looming kind of almost monster that is in that world, right? Like that, and you see the organization that it is, you see who Norman Osborn is. And I mean, sad that we don't get more of who Norman Osborn becomes later, but we do get that Green Goblin version of him. So, because a lot of people don't realize that he's Iron Patriot too. So, I mean,
what was that spider eating, by the way? Like it was pulling something up.
Yep. By the way, Phil, are you all queued up back there though?
I am not. So at the moment, I am just going off of what you guys are saying because I wasn't.
Oh,
no. I wasn't aware.
Spoiler alert: Phil's actually not watching the movie. He's just pretending he is.
Yeah. Again, I blame Ryan.
I told you guys we were going to be watching the actual film, and no one believed me.
No, it's not that I didn't believe you. Remember, I had to hop on late because I was.
Because you were jumping from one thing to another. Yeah.
Yeah, I was coming.
Well, if you want to go look for your copy, I can take you off screen for a bit, and then you can queue it up. I don't care.
I'd have to stream it at this point because I don't know where the DVD's at.
You can stream it if you want.
I rented it on Amazon for $2.
She rented it on Amazon, so if you got to rent it, just do it.
Yeah. I found it on Netflix, but I'm up in Canada, so.
Yeah, just so you know, I actually, what's the situation here? Yo, I have it on Blu-ray, okay? When Target was selling these babies, I hopped on the train and got 1 and 2 because 1 and 2 are the only ones that matter. So, good on that. Just saying. So if anyone else has one of these, let us know in the comments. Share your memories of buying this Blu-ray X amount of years ago at Target or another store, because I know it was sold at other stores as well. By the way, people are chiming in here in the chat, and we thank you for doing so. Make sure you queue up your copy, watch the movie with us, share any thoughts or feelings, memories of this film. Matthew Kern says, this is one of my favorite comic book movies and my number 3 favorite Spider-Man series. Wow. Favorite of the Spider-Man series. Excuse me. Number 3 favorite of the Spider-Man series in general. Okay. High praise for Mr. Kearns. And by the way, Cade is here. He says, hiya, friends. How you doing, Cade? Good to see you, buddy. Make sure you check out Cade over at, I want to say it's Saturday Morning Comics on Instagram. Check him out, Phil Phoenix. Write this down. Nice guy. Cade is a nice dude. Might want to check out his YouTube channel. He's got some cool things happening over there, y'all. Thank you for being with us, Cade. Thank you for being with us, Kearns. Appreciate you guys. Anyway, guy tries to get a picture of girl for school newspaper. Where do you want me? Some of these clips were featured on the late night talk shows too. Like this clip was featured on like Jay Leno and David Letterman, all those guys back then. Don't make me look ugly. Well, that's impossible. Seriously, I agreed with him the whole heart. I was like, no, nothing can make you ugly, Mary Jane. No. Smiling, looking at that pamphlet of papers.
You're a photographer. The one time you're not a weirdo.
Exactly. Yeah, taking pictures for a school paper.
Yeah. I kind of don't like the fact that they just made her an actress and not a model.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Interesting take. Thanks.
And no one noticed that a spider escaped. That's the one thing that.
It's a spider.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to make too much of a fuss over it because they said earlier in the film there's 14. Excuse me? One's missing. I guess the researchers are still working on that one. That's what she said. Thing.
It escaped, which means it didn't go bite someone else. There's another Spider-Man wandering around. Like
not in this movie.
No, because it died when it bit him.
Oh, that's right, Phil. You're right. It does die after it bites him.
Yeah.
And now we are at Oscorp.
The same thing, like in the other Spider-Man movie, Miles just smacks it once it bites him. So it's like,
oh, that's right. It's like, hey, get away from me, you bug thing.
He's like, ow.
I really love the little drawn on mark that they had on his hand.
By the way, the scientist who works alongside Osborn here, I actually thought he eventually was going to become the Vulture. Dr. Strom. I thought he was going to become the Vulture at one point.
I thought so too.
Yeah, because he has the hair, the glasses, he's a bit old, a bit elderly. So I thought he'd become the Vulture, but nope, he doesn't.
Well, I know there was a lot of issues with getting the original actors and letting Marvel have them for the movies that recently happened because they were contracted with Sony and Mommy and Daddy are fighting. So
yeah, some behind the scenes issues that went down.
Well, Spider-Man 4 was supposed to have Vulture. That's why when they did,
that's right.
That's why when they did Homecoming, they ended up using Vulture as the villain,
which is ironically played by someone who used to be a bat, known as Michael Keaton.
Right.
So,
and we all know that birds hunt bats. So,
that's right.
Was he bitten by a vulture?
He was bitten by a vulture. He's bitten by a mutated vulture. It like screamed at him, and then.
Is that what we got? I'm sorry, I forget.
That's who becomes the vulture.
I know, right? Isn't it crazy how
that a mutated vulture?
I do love how all of Spider-Man's villains are all like science projects gone wrong.
Seriously,
Rhino was bored by a mutated rhino, and
Doc Ock got mechanical arms from another experiment.
Yeah. Be careful, kids! Don't do science.
Hey, remember the song Phoenix? She blinded me with science. Anywho,
Brian blinded me with science.
Thank you for bringing that up.
With science.
Yes.
So I recently watched a movie called The Honey Pot with the actor who plays Uncle Ben.
Oh, Cliff Robertson.
And it was it was a movie from the 60s, and the woman who plays McGonagall is in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
Get out of town. I was not aware of that. By the way, Brian chimes in here. Brian says, I remember they parodied Spider-Man for the MTV Movie Awards with Jack Black as Spider-Man at the time. Oh, wow.
Gosh. That was a long time ago.
I remember that Tobey Maguire got Best Kiss at the MTV Music Awards.
He did.
And why shouldn't he? I mean... That kiss is iconic,
everybody-
which we will discuss later on in this program.
Everybody wanted to be, well, all the guys wanted to be Spider-Man. All the
Hello?
girls wanted to
Hi.
be kissed by Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm
I know,
that,
right?
Willow, I'm that guy. Yeah.
Who
That's me.
doesn't? Some guy would like hang upside down and creepily kiss you. Yeah.
Yeah, we will talk more about that sequence a little bit later on in the
Upside
show.
down. Give me a big smooch. You know what's funny is I remember when I was doing a DJ gig as Deadpool, and again, this is before the movie came out.
Oh, sure.
And people kept buying me beers after my set because I DJ'd with a Deadpool mask on. And just people were buying me beers. I'm like, I can't drink this. Am I supposed to put it through the mask? Right. and like people were just like laughing. I was like, all right, if Spider-Man can do it, I can do it. And I just pull the mask up and start drinking the beer.
You're like, yo. Nice. There's something that's not something you hear about every day. But even gee willikers. Even so, we are at around the 14-minute, 50-second mark of 2002 Spider-Man. If you were just joining us, make sure you queue up your copy on a streaming service or your physical media player and join us by watching the film along with us. Share your thoughts, your feelings, questions about the film during the course of this program. We'll bring up some of your comments as they come in. Once again, we are joined by the incredible Willow Schuyler and Phoenix and Phil of the Distance Learning Podcast. My goodness gracious, we got a full house tonight, and it is amazing. No puns intended, or maybe that pun was intended. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm just happy to be here with all of you, and we are happy that you've decided to join us.
I prefer Superior Spider-Man. I'm just throwing that out there.
Ooh, shots fired, shots fired. Okay, cool.
Childhood trauma.
So William Dafoe is going into the chamber right now. Well, okay, he's currently stripping and
He is
Clothes off.
stripping his clothes off, Willow. 40,000 years of evolution.
Calm down, Willow. Calm down.
Potential.
Come on,
Let's
dude.
not ripped back
Okay.
in.
William Dafoe has like a top-notch body in this. Okay,
Look at him in this movie. He's jacked.
I'm saying, was he not just ripped in that movie?
He was ripped in this movie. I mean, look at it.
He's not that ripped though.
I mean, yeah, but
okay, he's skinny, but he has muscle.
he's still ripped, Phoenix.
Like for a dude that's in his 50s? Come on, man. Realize he's in his 70s now.
He got in really
True.
lean shape for this movie.
And he did like the majority of his stunts.
Oh,
So
is that true?
that-
He did most of his own stunts in this
According
movie?
to IMDb,
Like
yes.
rock ripped, you know, in their 50s.
I know. Ooh, yeah.
And
Actually,
Phoenix is probably thinking, why are we still talking about Willem Dafoe stripping his clothes off?
I just posted not too long ago that things that you're terrified of come to you. Like, and I said I was terrified of The Rock.
Wait a minute, you were terrified of The Rock, the wrestler?
like,
She's
I-
saying, she was saying things that are terrified come to you if you manifest them.
Oh, gotcha.
And she
Yeah,
goes, I'm terrified of The Rock.
Oh, someone's phone's ringing.
That is mine. Give me 1 second.
Hello.
How dare you, sir?
Can you hear me now?
Hello, Phil's the phone.
Can you hear me now?
All right, guys, I'll be right back.
All right, let's put him in the backstage area for a bit. He has a phone call, even though I hate when people take, when the phone rings during the movie. Like you're supposed to silence your electronic devices before you go in to see a film. Jeez Louise. Are you back, Phil? Let us know in the private chat and I'll bring you back. Gee whiz. You and your phones. Turn those things off, man. We're watching an iconic film here. Gosh almighty.
It looks like he's back.
Oh, is he? Okay, I
Yeah,
see you now.
he-
Oh, back.
Thumbs up.
Okay, you've taken your phone call. Everything's fine.
Sorry about that. Jackie was calling me and she goes, she's like, just as a joke, she starts doing the John Cena music. And I go, yeah, no, I'm on stream. Exactly. I was like, no, I'm on stream with Ryan right now. She goes, oh my God, you made it home? I was like, yeah. She goes, okay, I'm going to hang up.
The personal life of young Phil being explored on the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man. Who'd have thunk?
His future wife, everyone.
My
Yes, and by the way, congratulations once again there, young Phil. Congratulations to young Phil and the love of his life.
That's not
Weird.
fair. He didn't even have to pay for LASIK. He just,
No, yeah, he didn't even have to pay for LASIK. That's very true. Peter, are you all right? I'm fine. Damn it, I'm ripped.
Yes. Look at them arms. Look at that chest.
oh my.
He's
Oh
ripped.
my. Yeah.
Phoenix is like, she's like, oh my God, if I could go back to 2002.
I know, right?
Okay, I'm done.
I was still
What
jammed.
did you just say back there? What was that sound effect? What was it saying again?
Ryan, you are the movie buff. Tell me what movie that's from.
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
UHF.
Stupid!
I haven't seen
You're so
UHF.
stupid! Yeah.
He's a movie buff that hasn't seen any movies.
Hey Phil, I haven't seen this one, bro.
It's the karate instructor. He was like, how's the new guys doing in karate? He's like, they're so stupid.
Well, we see a bit of a display of Peter's powers as he jumps off the walls here. And then, hey, Michelangelo, don't forget we're painting that kitchen right after school. Got it? And
then you realize it's just pure Tobey Maguire, which is like, wow.
And Phoenix is like, wow.
Have you guys seen Pleasantville?
Yes.
That is such a great movie.
Yes.
So I feel that Toby wasn't awkward enough in this movie.
In this movie,
he wasn't awkward enough. He didn't have the. I mean, he had a good Peter Parker, but I mean, like, he wasn't awkward enough for me. I think he should have been more awkward, and I'm sure he could have played awkward better. But
kind of going back to the old school, golly gee whiz, oh shucks, '60s version of Spider-Man.
I think they did a great job at picking him. I will still.
Overall, his Peter Parker was good. His Peter Parker
is fantastic.
You know, but I mean, like, I feel like he could have been a little more awkward because Peter is not that was the problem with Andrew Garfield. Is Andrew Garfield was way too handsome to be Peter Parker.
Yeah, he was too cool for school, Phoenix.
Yeah, he was the cool kid.
But if they got like a typical nerd, everybody would bitch about it.
Yeah, but he was an amazing Spider-Man, pun intended there.
Like, yeah, there we go. We saw
his Spider-Man was really good because he was so quippy and it was so perfect, right? Like one of my favorite Spider-Man scenes of all the franchises is the scene where he catches the guy with the knife in the parking lot. He's like, oh my God, small knives. You found my weakness. You know, like, that's such a Spider-Man thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being there in, what was it, 2011 when the reboot came out?
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man, just to be clear, this is the one with Andrew Garfield that
I was
briefly discussing.
This entire apartment upsets me. I love that color.
Yeah.
But they're like, what can we do with this apartment? We're just going to make everything green. Everything.
Let's make it a bit obvious for those of you who may not have read a Spider-Man comic or have witnessed some of the many iterations of the character through animated series or live action shows.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, there's the terminology we were looking for.
Foreshadowing. What are you foreshadowing? Don't worry about it. Foreshadowing.
Have you been there all night? Yeah. And what is it? The flight suit and the glider? What about it? It's been stolen, sir. Oh, goodness gracious. I can't help it. I've seen this movie a number of times. I can probably remember every line. You know, fun fact, here's something for you to know watching at home or listening to this. I remember going on a retreat with friends of mine at the time, and we were sitting in a cafeteria, right? We were just sitting there one day, having our meals, having conversation. And they asked me, what is something that you have a skill, right? What's the skill of yours? I said, well, I can remember movies word for word. He says, all right, well, what movie can you quote word for word right here, right now?
Hang on.
I said, I can quote Spider-Man. How about that one? And they said, sure, why not? So I started quoting the movie, and I did the first 30 minutes of the film. And my friends were, needless to say, they were shocked beyond words. They thought, how could you remember all that? I said, listen, if I watch it once or twice, depending on the film, of course, the whole script goes right into my itty-bitty little noggin. And I can quote it back to you verbatim. They're like, whoa, that's something else, bro. I was like, you're darn right it is. It's my superpower, man, and I'm proud of it. So, yeah, I don't need organic web shooters to be a hero. I can remember movie quotes better than most people. What do you got going for you?
Photographic movie memory.
I know, right?
I used to be able to do that with the Street Fighter movie.
Oh, dude, I just rebought that on Blu-ray Steelbook at Best Buy. Did you know they came out with a new edition of it?
I did not.
Dude, the Steelbook has all the characters on it, and they got like new bonus features, like new interviews with the cast and crew. It's wild. You gotta check it out.
Yeah, we got more scenes of Jean-Claude Van Damme as not an American.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you go ahead and buy the Steelbook? Why don't you?
By the way, that scene where he caught her and caught the tray apparently took 156 takes.
Yes.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. Wow. Great reflexes.
That is.
Thanks. No
Why
problem.
would that scene take so many shots? I guess to get the.
Because they were trying to do it organically and not use visual effects.
Yeah, it's because Toby kept saying, "I can do this. I can do this for real. This is a thing I can do."
And then it took 156 takes. So there you go.
Let's be honest, he just wanted to hold Kirsten Dunst.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
hey, listen, I can't blame the kid. I can't blame the guy. You know, and
like,
then because she looks at him and says, "Great reflexes." Hey, you have blue eyes, and you notice about your glasses. You just get contacts. Just smile. That's all you got to do, Toby.
you go and watch it, and it's just I like you can just think in his head when he was doing the scene holding her like that, because I'm holding the girl from an interview with a vampire.
Oh my god,
There's another throwback for you. In case you didn't know that Kirsten Dunst was in that film, as well as Jumanji with the late great Robin Williams in 1995.
I want more blood.
Is that what she
Oh,
says?
oh, sorry.
No.
That wasn't E.T. That was what
Which film? You were thinking of Jumanji, right?
No, I was thinking of a different actress.
Oh, sorry. What actress is this? I don't remember. Look at him. He's got such super. Ooh, he punches him right out, and the tray of food spills all over his face.
That is so 2000s.
His
Food
ugly
flying
face.
everywhere is so 2000s. If there's teenagers in a high school in any
Are we at
movie,
the Flash Thompson fight?
yeah.
Well, we're at the part where Harry says, "Peter, that was amazing." And MJ's kind of shocked at him, and then Toby just runs away. So let me give you a cue, just to give you who may be joining us late here in the film. We are 25 minutes and 15 seconds into 2002 Spider-Man. So if you want to queue up your copy now through your streaming service or physical media, feel free to do so and chime in along with us. Share your thoughts, your feelings, your memories, all that jazz. And make sure you're sharing this video with all 400 of your closest friends. They're going to like the way they look after celebrating the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man, I guarantee it.
I love this too. Because
when he
they
discovers
point
his
out
powers.
that it's on his wrist.
Look at his fingers too. Spikes coming out of his fingers. Like, wait a minute, something's going on here. What's wrong with me?
I also love that they make him like the only organic Spider-Man. Like in the so far in the Spider-Verse, he's been the only organic Spider-Man.
Where crawling up the wall now.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's a reason for that, right?
Why?
Raimi wanted to do something different. And he thought that it was going to be like a cool thing, and he actually just did an interview with it maybe like a week about it like a week ago, was saying like he didn't expect all the backlash and for everybody to hate it. And he said, and like in hindsight, he's like, yeah, it probably wasn't the best choice, but it was my choice, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the thing that some people still have a little bit of trouble with, and I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm saying this just to be clear. Movies are different from comic books. TV shows are different from comic books. Just because you see something on a page of a comic, which don't get me wrong, there's a lot of history in the comics that some people like, some people don't. But at the same time, comic books are a different medium compared to films. Films are a different medium compared to TV. So when you adapt something to the screen, you can't adapt it word for word and panel for panel. Otherwise, people are going to say to you, well, I can just read this at my local comic store. Why am I even watching this movie? You need to do something different. And also, if you've never been a Spider-Man fan in your entire life and this is your introduction to the character, this is a good introduction to this universe that is, at this point, Spider-Man. Because before this film came out, 2002, by the way, we had 2000's X-Men. And X-Men was a huge deal back then. And then when Spider-Man came out, it was even a bigger deal and exploded the box office, broke records. I think it was like one of the first films to break $100 million at the box office, respectively, with Spider-Man in 2002. So you got to think to yourself, just because he didn't have OG web shooters doesn't mean that people didn't flock to see the film, because look at the numbers. Look at the RT numbers. Look at the audience score. This film is still celebrated 20 years later.
The thing is now it doesn't hold up to scrutiny, because now you have the MCU where they're taking a lot of those storylines and adapting them in a way that makes sense.
Yeah. So also, there's something for everybody.
I also just realized what shirt you're wearing, and I freaking love you.
Who?
You.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm wearing this.
Yeah. While I'm wearing a Spider-Man shirt. So I mean, like, you know, like,
he wouldn't say he loves me because he doesn't know me.
You know what, Willow? I've been on the show with you before, so I will say I love you. All right.
I mean, look at Willow's outfit. She came prepared for this event.
We're rocking Spider-Man. You're rocking distance nerding. So I love you guys, but I love her because we're all in the same area here.
We're all in the same universe, guys.
She's rocking the Peter. I'm rocking the Miles, all right? Even though Miles isn't in this movie. By the way, I did just end up flat out buying the movie. So what's our timestamp right now?
Oh gosh, we are at the 28 minutes 50 seconds right now.
We
So
can
we're at the part where he
stop
dumps
and
the garbage, and then he and
calibrate
Mary Jane
too.
are talking.
I'm gonna go just a little ahead of you guys because I'm also watching it without audio. So
Oh, that's okay.
just because I'm on my mixer, so if I turn the audio on, then
Yeah,
you
that's
the
not
audio.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Do you have the
talking to
ability
each
to
other
put
in the back lane.
do
I
you have the
see.
ability to put subtitles on?
Oh, you know what? I can do that because I bought it on Apple. So
Because if you can put you on your
I
subtitles,
should have
at
done
least
that.
you can still see what they're saying, even though you can't physically hear it because you have to mute yourself.
right, and that's I'm not trying to have your stream get taken down.
No.
because- Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you want to use subtitles, go right ahead.
There we go.
Do you have access to subtitles?
Yep, I got the subtitles up.
All right, he's good. You're good. So there you go. We're fine. So work my high school, maybe work my way through college. Girl, boy meets
Okay,
girl.
so I'm slightly ahead of you guys right now. I can actually probably pause it for a second. And there we
Right
go.
now we're about to hit the 30-minute mark right now. 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Okay, I'm at 30:07. So tell me.
All right, I'll let you know.
You're
Let you
fine.
know. Hold on. Yep, we're at 30:07 now.
Okay.
All right, you're good.
On
Headed for the city too. Can't wait to get out of here.
Well, that's perfect.
You were
There we go.
awesome. You were awesome,
Yeah,
Phoenix,
there
in
we go.
all the school plays. Really? Yeah. I cried like a baby when you played Cinderella. Peter, that was first grade. Dude, we could quote this baby all night. So much fun. It is so much fun to be in this room with all you fine-looking people. Look at the Phoenixes. Look at the Willows. Look at the young Phils. We're all having fun here.
I guess spider whatever
What's his
powers
face?
make you smooth. I don't know.
By the way, you know what, Phoenix? You're taller than you look. I hunch.
That's the thing. Okay, so spider powers making you more smooth. Again, that's not a thing because Peter is still supremely awkward even after he gets the powers. That's what I do like about the MCU Spider-Man is that he is still an awkward teenager after he gets his powers.
Yes, but apparently when you turn into Venom, you also turn into John Travolta.
Hey, we're not talking about listen.
Although
Venom was a great character in the animated series, but let's focus on the let's not go too far off the reservation.
although
We're not watching the third movie, okay? We're not watching.
Listen, we're here to celebrate the awesomeness, the greatness that is 2002 Spider-Man, and then tomorrow night we're going to celebrate an even bigger influential film that turns 10 tomorrow. So stay tuned for more details about
on
that.
Star Wars Day.
Ironically enough, it's going to be on Star Wars.
I know.
Nothing but Star Wars, and Phoenix's heart is a fluttering. So yeah, because we all know
Robert
that Phoenix,
Downey Jr. Heck yeah.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Phoenix. I thought I didn't qualify. Apparently, I'm. What is it?
Can we go back to that time where cars were that cheap?
Hey,
I
Phoenix.
know.
I'm volatile, self-obsessed, and
Wow.
don't play well with others. Anyway, I may be giving away a spoiler for what's to come this week, but listen, we're going to get to that towards the end of the night.
Did you just see Alfa Romero for $3,000? Are you serious?
Does anyone else want to buy that kind of car for $3,000?
Oh, okay. Now hold on. We're about to go into one of my favorite parts.
That is true. See, 3 minutes in the ring.
Oh,
and let me tell you something. So Peter is thinking of jumping into the ring for 3 minutes, and if he can last 3 minutes or more, he gets paid what? $3,000. But in the meantime, he's in the process of designing a very important, early stages, I should say, of a costume.
Another scene that was made fun of by Jack Black.
Yeah. What's funny is you look at that right there, and one of the costumes that he drew was actually Miguel O'Hara. So I mean, that's a Easter egg for the big Spider-Man.
And he's been watching MJ through the window the whole time
because he's a creep. So I mean, there's
hey. Let's not go into that. Come on now. But still, I digress. Gee willikers.
Although I want to bring up one thing that apparently real spiders, like their organs, their mating organs are in their little hands. So he shoots. So yeah, someone brought up Peter's not a spider. He's a sexual predator.
Hey, guys, come on. Let's not get into some negativity here. Let's not get into that.
Now, is
Thank
Dr. Pepper the
you.
official drink of nerds? Because I seem to gravitate to Dr. Pepper more than
I know.
Pepsi.
You know,
I drank a Dr. Pepper yesterday.
oh, really? Well, do you remember the indie film Forrest Gump? I must have drank myself 15 Dr. Peppers.
15. No, you have to say it with the right inflection, right? I must have drank 15 Dr. Peppers.
And Willow's probably thinking, man, I should have brought my Dr. Pepper here tonight. Doggone it.
I drank it all.
Wait a minute, did you drink your Dr. Pepper before you stepped into the studio?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. You're cool. You're fine. If you do need to step away, Willow, to get yourself a second one, you're more than welcome to take a break.
Man,
Dr. Pepper, if you want to sponsor me and my bad habit, please call me.
Hey, are you listening to this, by the way? Give Willow a call, why don't you? By the way, you tag her on Instagram at
I would
Willow
like
Skyler.
to be sponsored by diabetes. Can you please bring it to me now?
I think Willow's looking forward to that. No, I'm kidding. She's not.
Also, KFC, if you'd like to sponsor me too.
Hey, does anyone else want some chicken tonight?
I like chicken. Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let's see what she can do. Next green light. No thanks. What's the matter? Chicken? Sorry, I'm taking it Back to the Future Part 3.
The best thing about this whole thing was when we were making the jokes about him being a creep and watching people through windows, I was going to make a McFly joke because his dad was a creeper, and you just ended up making essentially the same joke.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's great, because that means we're thinking on the same wavelength.
Yeah. What's the matter? Chicken?
I wish I had that on my soundboard. The closest thing I have on the soundboard is, oh, sorry.
Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is, Willow. We are getting the iconic speech here from Uncle Ben to
There we go.
Responsibility.
There it is.
You afraid I'm going to turn into some kind of
criminal? Something's different. I'll figure it out. Stop lecturing me,
please.
Toby
Maguire has a weird little strain in his voice.
And I know I'm not your father. Then stop pretending to be.
They never really explained what happened to his parents.
They were spies.
Yeah, but this was
spoiler
a good
alert.
Spoiler alert. This was a good speech though by Cliff Robertson in this sequence. It was good stuff. The whole great power, great responsibility thing is iconic.
In the comics, his parents just died in a car accident.
Oh, is that what happened to his parents?
It's the last time he sees him too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, sort of, kind of.
Because of,
oh yeah, which we're about to be introduced to that momentarily.
Ready?
And Willow's probably thinking, "What is he talking
You're gonna
about?
bring in the pain, yeah."
Oh my goodness gracious!
Bones.
I forgot about this.
Oh, I did not. I have never forgotten that Randy Savage.
This is one of Phil's favorite sequences in any film, period, or favorite characters for that matter. Who's the man?
I love how they slightly subdued his look for this movie, but
dude, he's still jacked. Yeah. And I didn't know this at the time, but that is Bruce Campbell behind the sunglasses.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
With the gold jacket, and he is the ring announcer for this film.
Also,
I'm thinking to myself, I didn't know that.
You also realize the Bonesaw name is another reference to Ash.
Oh, that's
because he had to cut his arm off.
That's a valid point there, Phil.
There's a lot of those like small Raimi Easter eggs that are in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of Easter eggs, Phil, did I tell you what movie I saw a couple weeks ago from Sam Raimi?
Army of the Dead?
No, it was actually Darkman.
Nice.
I watched
Jin himself.
I watched Darkman for the first time a couple weeks ago. Granted, we'll get to Spider-Man in just a moment here, but I want to bring this up because it is kind of related because, I'm talking about the director of Sam Raimi who directed this film, Spider-Man. So Sam Raimi directed Darkman because he wanted to have the rights to the Shadow and make a Shadow movie, but they wouldn't let him have the rights. So he just made up his own character with Darkman, played by Qui-Gon Jinn himself. Liam Neeson.
Bonesaw is ready.
Insert Phil's favorite character here.
I have a special set of skills.
Exactly. So I watched Darkman, but I have to say, Phil, I didn't really like it all that much.
Really? You didn't like Darkman?
I like Darkman 2 more.
Gotcha.
I like Darkman 2, the Return of the trilogy, because I've watched all 3 Darkman films. The second one is my favorite. So to me, I would rank
That's
him
the
2,
best you
3, and
got?
1.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
I know, sadly, but no, that sucks.
I
It's
think
like, what's your name again? The Human Spider. That's it. That's the best you got.
Terrifying. The deadly, the amazing Spider-Man.
Hey, you got my name wrong. I don't care. Get out of there, you
Spider.
moron.
You got my name wrong.
My name's the Human
it
Spider.
looks like he's gonna rob something.
Bonezaw's gonna eat you up.
Yeah, it's too bad they didn't have. Well, I mean, granted, for certain reasons they couldn't do this at the time because they want to make this movie mostly family friendly. Gorgeous George couldn't be one of the valets in this movie.
Should have been Miss Elizabeth. You know, should have been in there.
Save
Well-
yourself, kid.
Hey, listen to me. Miss Elizabeth, I think, was with Lex Luger at the time, and there was a volatile relationship going on there, so
God.
couldn't include her in this.
True.
So I don't want to get into too
Was-
many, dark
was
parts
Steve-
of people's pasts.
In
but-
reality, like kayfabe aside, kayfabe aside, he was still married to her. So I mean,
Mhm. But even
not
so,
creepy
we were
at all.
introduced to someone known as Bonesaw McGraw, who was played by the late great Macho Man Randy Savage. Now, during the course of the filming of this movie, he wanted to do his own stunts because there was a stunt that's about to happen here in just a moment that they didn't want him to do because they wanted to keep him safe. But Savage said, "Nope, I'm going to do this myself. I don't care what happens. I'm going to do it." And he did it. But unfortunately, it led to an injury in his back and his neck, and it really gave him some health complications towards later on in his life. Which is unfortunate. I'm very sorry to hear that, but that's what happened. What are you doing up there? Staying away from you.
That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?
Willow's like, why is Phil talking like Savage all night?
I'm just talking like Savage through his scene.
Ooh, he hits him with a steel chair. And he hits him again. And again.
I guess it's to establish that he can take a beating because he,
I remember him going through wrestling in the animated series, but it wasn't a steel cage match.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a regular wrestling contest at the time. Oh, there's a golf club he's about to hit him with.
I think that
Or
was
maybe not.
hype, sir.
And he's about to do the stunt that unfortunately gave Macho Man Randy Savage a lot of health complications and injuries for the rest of his life.
Oh yeah,
There it is, right there. That's the stunt that hurt him.
Oh wow.
Very, very bad.
I didn't know that.
Yep, it's a true story, Willow. And by the way, R.I.P. to the Macho Man Randy Savage.
2011, yeah.
Yep, very sad.
The cream rises. Yeah, cream rises to the top. Yeah.
I'm the queen.
Here's the funny part.
Yeah.
Being around Phil and distance learning, I've learned more about wrestling than I ever knew before.
Hey, listen, Phoenix, that's what Phil and I are here for. Because Phil, you and I grew, we grew up around certain parts of the wrestling era, so I'm all for some memories right there. Now get out of here. $100. The ad said 3,000. We'll check it again, webhead. Which is another name that Spider-Man goes by in the comics. So there's a lot of Easter eggs being featured here. Even so.
Spider-Man, he's a menace.
Who is Spider-Man? He's a criminal. That's who he is.
He's a criminal. That's who he is.
A vigilante, a public menace. What's he doing on my front page? Sir, your wife said the tile on for the foyer. We got Mr. Jameson. We have a page 6. We have a page 1 problem. Shut up. Anyway, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here in the film, and I apologize for that. But sometimes when Phil gets going, he doesn't tend to stop.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got to focus on the timing of the film at hand.
I'm excited.
Who wouldn't be excited? It's the 20th anniversary, one of the most influential, popular comic book films ever made.
You missed the part where that's my problem.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. I appreciate that. No, I understood that reference. It's good.
No, and I was just reading the line on the screen.
Oh, because you got your subtitles on in the backstage area. Goodness gracious. So he's about to take the elevator. Peter's about to exit the building, and unfortunately, we find out something tragic happens to a very close family member of his.
It's very sad. I mean, again, he beats himself up over this because he realizes that if he would have stopped the dude,
Would have been able to save his
spoilers
Uncle
for a
Ben.
20-year-old movie, he would have saved Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben? Uncle Ben? Phoenix, are you going to start crying?
Yeah.
Ugh, Goodness gracious.
The
Someone's gonna start.
the one that's more sad to me is stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
I love how this is a meme right here. This face.
Yeah, there's a lot of memes that came out. There's a couple of memes that came out of this movie, for sure. Peter. I mean, losing a loved one is never easy, no matter who you are. Doesn't matter. It's rough. It's really rough.
Oh yes, isn't this where the term "ugly cry" came from?
Because
I mean,
look at him. That's sorry.
it's all right, man. Hey, we're all here to have a good time. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is where Peter finds out that the man is still out there. He's on the road. He's on the run, and he's about to transform into Spider-Man before he gets his actual suit.
No.
I am the human spider. I'm not the Spiderman. Okay.
20 years should be enough to have this movie totally redone with the CGI.
Are you suggesting they pull Lucas? Really?
You're suggesting they pull a special edition?
Yeah. See, the movie that we're going to go watch tomorrow is the unedited version of Star Wars. We don't see all that CG monstrosity that was added into it.
Hey, there was some really good CGI back in the day.
Back when Han didn't shoot first.
No, Han shot.
Hey, let's not get into
Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man is.
Listen, Phoenix. This is a different property for a different time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to get into
property, bro. Phoenix, I love you, but
get him, Peter. Get him, Peter.
Hey, Phoenix, it's not May the 4th yet. It's not May the 4th yet. Okay? Let's focus on the Marvel universe and not so much the Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. And Phoenix won't shut up about it. No, it's cool. We still love you, Phoenix. We love you. It's all good.
Now, here's the thing. That this web sling that he does right here was, again, very iconic for the time because it was the first time you're really like getting something like this. Like, you've seen Spider-Man on like live action Spider-Mans up to this point. They weren't the greatest. They were really crappy. I mean, to a point where Japanese Spider-Man wasn't really even Spider-Man. But I mean, still. But he was a very good version of Spider-Man in his own right. This is the first time we get that web slinging, wall crawler that everybody knew from the comic books and everybody knew from the cartoons and everything like that. Like, you get a close enough true to life version of Spider-Man, and it's awesome. Even though he looks like he should be in Mortal Kombat, but I mean,
Mortal Kombat. Sorry, I'm sorry. That got away from me at the end there. We're not discussing that. That's a different property, different time.
No, his outfit though. His outfit looks like he should be in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I guess I could kind of see it.
Finish him.
Fatality. Welcome. You're here to compete in Mortal Kombat. Tomorrow morning, the great combat begins. Sorry, I'm going way back to 1995, and we are not here to discuss that. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
We've gone into like 5 different other movies.
Or you mean 5 different properties, really? Yeah. And we're not even at the halfway mark of Spider-Man yet. Like, we're getting there, but we're not there yet. A lot of the
properties that we've been jumping into have been Warner Brothers specifically. So.
Which we should probably stick to the other studio for now. Once again, I want to take this opportunity, if you were just joining us, we are celebrating the greatness that is Spider-Man from 2002. It's the 20th anniversary on May 3rd. Here tonight, we are joined by Willow Schuyler and Phoenix and Phil from the Distance Nerding podcast. So make sure you check those folks out. Make sure you check out Willow Schuyler on Instagram as she misspells everybody's name wrong during the course of her Instagram posts online. With that being said, make sure you are sharing this video with all 500
You
of your
try
friends.
typing on an outdated iPhone.
Rule number 2, never interrupt a man when he's giving his sales pitch. So once again, I want you to share this video with all 500 of your closest friends. You're going to like the way they look after celebrating the 20th anniversary of 2002 Spider-Man, I guarantee it. If you have any thoughts, if you have any questions, any memories from this film that you want to share with us, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the live chat. We want to hear from you tonight. We are doing this for you. We hope you are enjoying this presentation. We do have some surprises for you towards the end of the night, a few announcements we would like to make. We will get to that a little bit later on. But in the meantime, just to catch you up, for those of you who are just joining us, if you want to queue up your copy on your streaming service or your physical media player, we are at the 48-minute, 40-second mark into the film. So make sure you queue up your copy on streaming or otherwise and watch the movie along with us.
Does he
That's just
take
killed
the
Sugar
money?
Ray. Like Peter just killed Sugar Ray right now. So I mean,
I'd take the money anyway.
Wow, Phoenix has gone to the dark side. Does that mean you're a Sith Lord? I'm sorry, wrong property, not the right night either. It's not even May 4th yet.
the other stuff I noticed here, and again, this is not something I would have noticed at the time in 2002, but you know, I'm noticing there was a lot of shattered glass, but no blood.
Oh yeah,
it's PG-13.
You ever notice that?
You know, Spider-Man has had a lot of crap thrown at it with blood and the whole PG thing, because even in the cartoons there wasn't allowed any blood or.
Well, there is a bit of blood featured in this film, but there's only so much you can do, and you want to make sure you can cater to most audiences. That's why they wanted a PG-13 rating, which I don't think Spider-Man should ever go R-rated personally.
No, you don't have to go that. You can get away with a lot more with PG-13 now than you could.
Well, yeah.
For the back then and nowadays, yeah, you can get away with a lot. So that's very true. But yes, this film is indeed rated PG-13 because they wanted to make sure it was accessible to most audiences. Well, to all audiences, really.
Yeah, because the scene specifically that I bring up that where like the pushing the limits of PG-13 in Winter Soldier, Captain America literally pins a dude up to a wall with a knife. So
yeah, that's very true.
Well, okay.
Dude's hand and it like pins him into the side of the boat hole.
Oh, I mean, they're starting to get sex scenes and naked scenes and
There literally was a sex scene in the Eternals. So I mean,
spoiler alert: Ryan hasn't seen that movie yet, Phil. So thanks for spoiling that.
That movie.
It's about time. It's about time, Ryan.
I know. I'm sorry. I haven't seen Shang-Chi. Haven't seen Eternals. Haven't seen Moon Knight. Haven't seen Hawkeye.
So even without blood, and I'm going back to the movie. I'm sorry. Like even without blood, we see Green Goblin just demolish everyone, and that is a uber violent scene.
That is true, which is coming up a little bit later on in this film.
Well, I mean, just right now, the scene that just came up right now, where he
he blasts the bunker,
and that was like a ridiculously violent scene, just because he just flies in and kills everybody.
That's very true, Phil. Thanks for bringing that up. I wasn't sure which scene you were referring to, but
now I get it.
I know it's
surrounded by green, right? But look at this, we're surrounded by green again.
What is it? Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Mahogany.
That is mahogany. Sorry, that's a line from another movie. Sorry.
Mahogany.
No, I think that's more of a forest green.
Is it a forest green or a regular green? I can't tell. By the way, here's your ring. You know what? Whatever. Broken up. I know this has been a difficult time for you. Why don't you try to enjoy this day? Commencement. The end of one thing. The start of something new.
And
if you ever need anything,
she left Joe Manganiello and his eternal abs.
What are you thinking?
Thanks for bringing that up. Phil was thinking awful
abs. Like how I want to be the dude that like runs a D&D show and has like the best washboard abs in the world. Yeah, I would. Well,
please. We lost our.
Oh, the host. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I am now the host. You are not. No, you're not watching this.
And now more ugly crying.
It really pisses me off to no end.
Sorry.
I love it how we've been laughing during like all these really sad scenes.
Yes, that's right. We're a little insensitive today, but that's okay.
Horrible.
I'm a terrible person. And you know what's funny is in hindsight, they're having a conversation about how they miss Uncle Ben, and I just had a bunch of children cheering. But these kids are happy that Uncle Ben passed. I'm so bad.
Hello there.
She tried to tell me.
Welcome back.
Wrong property there, Phil. Save the May the 4th stuff for tomorrow.
He tried to take over. He tried to mute me for a minute there.
Gosh almighty. I take a commercial break for one lousy stinking minute and I come back here and you're playing stuff that hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, you had a commercial break. We were still here.
Yes, I know. I'm aware of that. Ryan is back. For those of you maybe just joining us, I am back. I just had to take a commercial break real quick, but I'm here. Everything's perfectly fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you? So, even Phoenix is shaking her head. She's like, "How dare you?"
Because you're doing another Star Wars reference after saying that we weren't going to do Star Wars reference.
No, Phoenix is thinking, "Wow, how dare you, Ryan? You break your own rules, Ryan." Even so, we are about 54 minutes into the film known as Spider-Man.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Thank you, Phoenix. By the way, you didn't do it with the right gravitas. I find.
Remember that, Pete. Remember that.
Seriously.
And jumping in traffic. Jumping in traffic in New York City.
Here comes the montage of a brand new hero being born.
I'm wondering,
is this the same?
I'm wondering if this is that place that they're robbing right there. Is that the same place that Venom was shaking down?
Oh,
it's not, because it was in San Francisco, but I mean still.
Okay, because I was gonna say if it was, that'd be funny.
The set piece looks very similar.
Yeah, but still.
Oh, right, because he's Queens and Venom is San Francisco. Okay.
No, yeah. Venom is from New York too, but they did the movie in San Francisco because they mashed up like 4 different versions of Venom from way later on and put him in San Francisco. Because that's there's a storyline that they pulled that from. It's called Lethal Protector, and technically, it's not his version of Venom that's in San Francisco. It's Flash Thompson that's in San Francisco, but hey, they're gonna do whatever they want. So.
Boy, there's a lot of ins and outs of certain Marvel characters in certain parts of the Marvel universe.
Courtesy of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, it's Lucy Lawless.
Yeah. Was that Lucy Lawless?
Lucy Lawless, yeah.
That was who now?
Lucy Lawless.
That was Lucy Lawless. In the wig.
Which one? The one who got rescued?
No, the red wig, and she's like smoking a cigarette.
Oh, that was. Oh, really? Wow. The one who says "guy with 8 hands" sounds.
Yeah.
Remember? Who is Spider-Man?
He's a criminal. That's who he is.
A menace.
A public menace. What's he doing on my front page?
Sir, what your wife said the tile you want for the foyer. We have a page 1 problem. Shut up. By the way, you want to talk about great casting for a film? Great casting for J. Jonah Jameson as played by J.K. Simmons.
Well, and that's why J.K. Simmons across universes is still playing J. Jonah Jameson. You cannot get someone better than J.K. Simmons to play J. Jonah Jameson. He's perfect.
So good. And he looks like he came right out of the comic book in this movie.
He looks exactly like the comic book character.
Which, another thing that Sam Raimi and the casting crew did very well in this film. We double booked page 6. This is about Macy's and we sold out 4 print. Sold out every copy.
Tomorrow morning, Spider-Man page 1.
Move Conway to page 7. Give him 10% off. Make it 5%. That can't be done. Get out of here. And that would be Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's own brother.
Nice.
As Hoffman in the Spider-Man trilogy starring Tobey Maguire and company.
We can't get a picture of Julia Roberts in a thong.
We can get a picture of Julia Roberts in a... We certainly get a picture of this weirdo. He doesn't want to be famous? Then I'll make him infamous. By the way, when you're infamous, it means you're just more than famous. This man El Guapo is not just famous. He's infamous. I'm sorry, that's another property in a different studio. Sorry. Hey, MJ, it's me, Peter. Oh, hi. What are you doing around here? I'm begging for a job. I didn't just
tell you to buzz off. Sorry.
I'm begging for a job. How about you? I'm heading to an audition.
You're going to an audition right now?
So you're acting now?
That's like something every actor does, though.
Everybody waits tables when you're waiting to make it in New York or Hollywood. Everybody knows that. It's a rite of passage.
Well, not everybody can work at Starbucks, apparently.
Yeah, because Willow's the only smarter person that's ever worked at Starbucks. Apparently.
Why wouldn't you work at Starbucks and get the benefits while you're trying to get a job being an actor?
Starbucks wasn't a mass every corner business
like it is now.
Starbucks pays for your college, apparently.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to use it to better yourself in the company.
Willow's probably thinking,
we will pay for your college if it makes you a better barista.
Yeah, right.
That's a good question, does it?
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, you're gonna get a BA in
Barista-ness.
no, it's like, oh, you're gonna get a BA in some kind of science. You know, like,
Science.
you're getting a BA in computer science. Okay,
Okay, if that's the case, okay, I will go
love
for
how
that
she's-
lit and
I love how
and
she's
make
holding-
better drinks.
She's holding her coat closed like he didn't
So
just see
much. She is
her.
holding it so close
Yeah.
because she doesn't want to be embarrassed, Phoenix. Let's get some lunch some evening. I'll come by. I'll come by and have some of your moon dance coffee someday.
I think
no, don't. Hey, Phil. Phil, don't tell Harry. Don't tell Harry, Phil. Don't do it.
I think to an extent she probably like she's holding it because she's just like I don't want it to seem like I'm flashing you in this trench coat, so I'm just gonna close this.
Get
And
out
then
of town.
She
buddy.
walks past him and like completely lets it fall open. Like
Yeah, I know. I noticed
I'll
that.
have new contracts. That'd be great. Hey, Storm and Norman's making his weekly inspection. Spends half of it on the phone. Are you all right? You look like you just got second place in the science fair. I was late for work and Dr. Connors fired me. You were late again?
And that was another thing too, is that they were supposed to be leading into Dr. Connor.
Lizard. Yeah.
He had already lost his arm by what, the second movie, or was
the second movie he lost it. Yeah.
He had already lost his arm at that point. So it's like, like they were leading.
I would have liked to have seen that too because the actor is good.
we won't dive deep into that, but it's interesting that he is currently in the news again for not so good reasons.
Who, Reset Freeze?
Franco.
Oh, Franco.
Franco?
Franco's always in the news.
He's been in the news for the last like 10 years. Anyway, enough about that. But still, I digress. So,
It's funny because I don't normally think of him, and it's kind of like every time I see him in the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, him.
You looking for a job? No, it's no problem. I'll make a few calls. No. I couldn't accept it, sir. I like to earn what I can get on my own. I can find my own work. Respect that.
They
You want to make it
do.
on your own steam.
Do you guys agree or disagree that they do look like they're related? They could be.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, the casting for this movie back in the day was so good.
The only thing that I think I almost wish happened in this movie,
Pictures being taken.
no, is if Defoe had like the signature Osborne hair that just looks like stripes on the top of his head.
Oh, from the animated series?
Yes.
No, from the comics, yeah. Like every animated version of him has that weird hair.
Oh, ooh, man, look at the suit, man.
Like even to the point when you see
It's a good looking suit.
Osborne in the comics today, even as Iron Patriot, or if he's running Dark Avengers and everything like that, he still has that weird hair.
By the way, these are all. I'll give you $200 for all of them. That seems a little low. Take them somewhere else then. I don't want your foyer. It's not available. Tell them we'll just put a rug there. Sit down. Give me that. I'll give you $300, Willow. It's a standard freelance fee. Turn to page 1. Run that photo.
He's not kidding.
Perfectly.
He's really not kidding. Freelance fees are ridiculous.
Yeah. They should get paid more, though.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Atticus. You taking pictures, I'll make up the headlines, huh? That okay? That okay with you?
Oh,
Yes, sir. Good.
There's no set. Like sometimes I would, when I was working, there would be like these really high, and then like other times it'd be like, oh yeah, I'll give you like $40. What?
But I never said you had a job.
Meat. I said you're not
Exactly,
Christmas meat.
exactly.
That's the best I can do.
You
Get out of here.
You don't work for us. Out.
Bring me more photos, Phoenix. Bring me more. Hey, and this, I didn't know it at the time, but this is a very, very young, up-and-coming Elizabeth Banks.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
That is Elizabeth Banks, clearly wearing a wig, because Elizabeth, honey, you do not look good in that kind of hair, okay? Look way better as a blonde. But
She looks
plays
more
this
comic
character
with that
in
hair.
this movie, and I'm thinking, I didn't know that was Elizabeth Banks. That's crazy.
Yeah, she looks more like a comic book character that belongs in that office with that hair. Like that is a very standard haircut.
And I'm gonna be completely honest here.
For the
I
movie,
really wish
yeah,
there
but in
was
real
a
life,
storyline.
Elizabeth looks way better as a blonde.
I wish there was more of a storyline where there was a love affair between Peter Parker and Betsy Brandt.
Ooh, I would have been up for that. Because didn't he kind of date one of the girls in the iterations of the animated series? Didn't he date her or try to date
I
her?
think they kind of touched on that, but yeah,
He does.
it was
date her?
always
And Betsy Brandt's also in Homecoming.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she's the girl that's on the school news when they're
Oh, right, the newspaper or the telecast?
the telecast. She's like
Ooh.
the main anchor on there.
That's a good point. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a relationship develop between Peter and Betsy. I would have liked to have seen that. I would have liked to have seen a bit of a different approach.
Because
Even though they kind of hinted at it in the animated series back in the 90s and the 80s with Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, if anyone remembers that. But I digress. By the way, if you want to enjoy those series and other iterations of this character known as Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, check him out on Disney Plus. # not a sponsor.
does he swing from a web?
Yeah. You know, I actually went ahead and did watch a few episodes of the original 80s animated series, Spider-Man, before it was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. It was a nice little, travel back in time to childhood.
What we're gonna do is go back. Way back.
We're going to go way back, yeah. I mean, if you look at us right now, we're from the future. Now, I need your help to get back to the year 1985. Anyway.
Back to the future!
It's your kids, Marty.
Somebody's got to be done about your kids, Phoenix.
Oh, my kids? I don't know. I don't know, Rick.
Oh, geez, Rick.
Oh, geez, Rick.
Oh, stop it. Willow's probably thinking, what did I sign up for by being on this podcast? with three knuckleheads such as Ryan, Phoenix, and Phil. Why am I still
Here's
here?
the scene, guys. Okay, so I do have to get going here pretty soon.
That's a shame. We were just getting acquainted.
I know, but I am going to stay for this scene because this is easily one of the most iconic scenes in the entire movie.
Oh, yes. Just to catch you up, we were at the, the Osborne Thanksgiving Festival. World Unity Festival, thank you.
Right.
And we're at the scene where they're on the balcony area where Mary Jane and Harry are currently dating. And something really big is about to happen.
And she's wearing such a beautiful Asian-style dress.
And Willow says, I like the dress because it's red.
That too.
Here's what always bothered me about this scene, too, because they don't really establish a relationship. Like, you only see him staring at her. And she's like, oh, don't tell Harry. But you don't really ever see like a believable interaction that makes you believe like, oh, they could have been a couple. And now this is believable that they're going to get together.
Well,
like,
he's had a crush on her since like high school. And that's like kind of the big thing is that, you know that Peter's had this big crush on her that he wants, like his fantasy is to be with her for the rest of his life. And that's kind of like they've established that much. Oh my God, singular. Before the 18th.
Oh my God.
Well, you talk about product placement. There's a number of product placements during the course of this sequence. Which, by the way, we were at the sequence where
Macy
the
Gray
villain enters the fray and Spider-Man has to come to the rescue.
This scene is very bad.
Fume of dark smoke and what appears to be a Power Ranger type villain.
Hey, don't diss my Power Rangers now. But I can understand where you're coming from because someone said in an interview that Green Goblin's outfit looked like something that came out of the Power Rangers TV series.
Centauri on there. I didn't realize Centauri had a product placement in this.
Which one?
Centauri whiskey. It's a Japanese.
Centauri whiskey. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Out am I? Whoa! An explosion just occurred at the World Unity Festival here in Spider-Man 2002.
He put his son in danger, though.
He didn't care.
He didn't care. That's the thing is that.
And there's a quick
there's
look of Stanley.
Stanley's trying to guard the little
saving
girl.
a young child.
Norman
Hey, look at
Osborn doesn't
Spider-Man.
care. Like Norman Osborn's big thing, he's a psychopath. In whatever gets in his way, whatever
Oh my God.
gets him the means to the end. And if that means he has to kill Harry to do it, he'll do it. That's the thing about Harry. Yeah, Harry
It's crazy.
Norman
That
Osborn.
was mine.
Superman
Hey, this
pulls
looks like a
shit
job
off.
for
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
This scene, it's such a Batman scene.
Yes.
I thought it was very
Oh,
Superman.
look at this
Like, he's
violent
pulling
scene
his
that you
shirt
just
open.
brought up.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He throws the pumpkin bombs down.
Look
You
at
know, he
this.
kills a whole bunch of people. Look at that. Oh, and that does
Boom.
not hold up at all. That CG was terrible.
They're all dead, man.
2002.
Hello, my dear.
It's Spider-Man.
Ah. Kicks him off the glider. Pokes a hole in the balloon.
This scene is definitely reminiscent of Batman '89, though, with the parade scene.
Hey, Willow, where does he get those
He's
wonderful
not
toys?
saving MJ this whole time. He's like left MJ. And
Well,
he's
he has to
saving
rescue
everyone.
the
and-
kid.
Yeah.
Hey, hold it right there. I surrender. Hey. Impressive. Oh. Oh. Lamppost hits innocent
Get
civilian.
knocked into cake and doesn't have a single piece on him.
No blood, no cake.
Because that's how that works. And then he's getting shot at.
Look at this. Look at this. Ah. For a second there, I thought that was an Alf balloon. Anyone remember Alf from back in the day?
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
right.
Yep.
Does
that's right,
anybody
you're
have
there,
any
okay?
chat? We need to satiate him.
Hey, come on now.
He,
Hey, look, there's a kangaroo that looks like Alf. No, it doesn't look like Alf. I'm sorry. Oh, bashes him into the window.
But here's the thing: he screams her name. Like that
MJ.
doesn't. That's not a giveaway.
Mary Jane, how do you know who I am?
Oh, got the wires there. I can easily tell. Hold on. Oh, hey. Ah, God.
We'll meet again, Spider-Man. Hold on, Mary Jane. What if I just like voice Spider-Man?
And the magic of movie physics. She's falling, then the dress stays down.
What?
Literally why he dies is because of what just happened right there. I'll save you, Mary Jane. Oh, jeez.
Reality, the dress would be all the way up.
I know, right? What
Probably
girl
so.
hasn't like
Are we talking about physics 101 here, Willow?
be like crossing your legs the whole time while flying?
Hey, come on now.
I'm trying to keep your dress down.
Brings her up to the penthouse suite. Well,
You know
he's
who I
taking
am.
the subway. Hey, don't mind us. She just needs to use the elevator.
They're just like, dude, we were making out up here. What the hell?
Yeah, we're trying to get our freak on up here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know who I am.
Watch he's
I
like
do?
trying to propose or something.
Your friendly
neighborhood
neighborhood Spider-Man.
Wow. I mean, if you had the ability to web sling, you would probably do a lot of woohoos, or in the Han Solo's case, yow! Isn't that right, Phoenix? Isn't that right, Phoenix?
Hello there.
I wouldn't know.
Hey, I understood that reference. It's not May 4th yet, darn it. Thank you, Wilhelm.
Couple hours.
I loved having fun with you guys watching this, even though I got up late to speed to getting the movie on. But
Well, real quick, Phil, before you head out of the studio tonight, where can the person watching or listening to this find young Phil on social media?
well, ladies and gentlemen, you can always find young Phil at Distance Nerding, wherever Distance Nerding exists, wherever social media exists, MySpace, Friendster, all of those places. All you do is go to that place, type in Distance Nerding, and you will find us being weird nerds. Because obviously I'm a weird nerd. You guys have been hearing me all night doing all the dumb stuff.
Phil, call me.
Look at this, Phil. Look at this object here. See that?
I will call you, beep you if I need to reach you.
I got that reference.
That is actually from the movie. That's the movie Telephone from the 2002 film, which is crazy to me.
That is so awesome, man. That is, Willow, that's awesome. But yeah, no, guys. The reason I'm leaving early is because we are doing an episode of our own here tonight to do the news and everything like that, and we
Full double duty.
Yeah, so I have to go and do sound checks and everything with our guests tonight. But guys, I thank you very much. I had a blast tonight. We will have to do this again when it's not such a crazy week.
More like a crazy
No
month, because we got some other what am I trying to say? Your anniversary watch-alongs coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Well, dude, let me know, and if I have time in my schedule, I will make time. Let me know when it is so I can make time in my schedule to come out and hang out with you.
We will be talking about it towards the end of this show, and I will hit you up on social media with all the necessary information.
Please do send me all the messages. Guys, I will see you later. Again, I appreciate all your time. You guys have a good night.
Have a good one, young Phil.
Have a great night.
Thanks for being with us, man.
Absolutely.
Yep. Love you, bro.
Love you too. With all my heart.
All my heart will go on. Yeah.
I don't have a soundbite for that. Okay, I will see you guys later.
Get out of here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that was young Phil of the Distance Learning Podcast who joined us for the first half of tonight's festivities. He had to step out, but thank you so much, Phil, for being here. We love you, man. You're a good guy. You're a good nerd. You're a crazy person, for sure. You're crazier than the average bear, but we love you all the more for it. I think Phoenix does too. So, because you work together in the same cubicle in the same building, so it's all good. So thank you for being with us, Phil. But once again, we are celebrating the greatness that is the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man from 2002. We're a little more than halfway through the film. We are about an hour and I want to say, what is it? 13, 19 minutes? Someone catch me up here.
13 minutes, yeah.
18 minutes, 18 minutes into the film. Yeah. We're at the part where I believe it's Norman Osborn is looking into the mirror and he's discovering that he has a different personality, and Willem Dafoe is being creepy with his creepy smile. So with that being said, if you want to queue up your copy through through a streaming service or physical media, please feel free to do so and let us know your thoughts, your feelings, your questions about the film from 2002 Spider-Man in the comments. Let us know after the fact. We want to hear from you. We would love to hear some of your favorite memories, some of your favorite quotes from the film, things like that. And once again, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining us. I want to thank Willow and Phoenix, who actually stuck around for the whole gosh darn thing and didn't leave me high and dry halfway through. We're looking at you, young Phil. So good times with good people. And thank you, Willow and Phoenix, once again for being with us tonight. We greatly appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Thank you. This is fun.
It is fun, isn't it? It's fun to go into the Wayback Machine and see how things were 20 plus. Can you believe it's been 20 years since this film came out? That is insane to me.
Hearing that, I feel a little old right now.
It's okay. Hey, listen to me, Phoenix. Look at me. I'm the captain now. And not only am I the captain now, Phoenix, but age is just a number. Okay? It's just a number, Phoenix. People are going to care about you no matter how young or old you get. It doesn't matter. Seriously, Phoenix. Don't worry so much. See, she's getting all bashful and shy now. She's like, I don't know if I want to talk anymore.
Sorry, no, I'm distracted by the quippiness of
20 years ago. I wasn't born yet.
What are you talking about? Yes, you were. You said it yourself. You were 11 years old. Get with it. It's okay. It's all right. Listen, look at Willow. Willow says this on her shows every single time she's on camera. She says, guys, I live up in Canada. I'm so-and-so age, but it's just a number. I am having so much fun with my life right now. I got no shame about my age. No shame.
Hey, I'm reliving my childhood the best I can because I miss so much.
And I mean, if you didn't think that Willow Schuyler specifically was a Spider-Man fan, look at her outfit. Look at her background. Look at the toys that she has in her collection, respectively, the Spider Phone, among other things as well. I'm just saying.
Wait, I'm looking at this. What happened to the eyes? Like I see his eye.
Oh, those are goggles, okay. So he opened them so you can actually see the actual eyes of Osborn. That's why. Oh, by the way, we're at the scene where they're on top of the building and Green Goblin's giving him the spiel about, how about you join me and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to New York City with Phoenix as our guide. No, basically Green Goblin is trying to seduce Spider-Man to the dark side, and Spider-Man's thinking, well, the city doesn't like me very much. My family doesn't know what I do outside of my schoolwork. The girl of my dreams doesn't know who I am. So maybe I should join the dark side. Isn't that right, Phoenix? I don't know.
I mean, dark side never hurts.
Don't they have cookies?
They do.
Yeah, Phoenix has this t-shirt that says, come on, Luke, join the dark side. We have cookies. So you have that shirt, don't you?
But they were oatmeal.
Do you have the shirt that says we have cookies?
Oatmeal raisin or with chocolate?
Oatmeal chocolate.
Hey.
I'm
oatmeal raisin is just as good.
Either way, I like both, but.
Hey, Willow, what did you say? You like both chocolate chip and oatmeal raisin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, we have a few more people joining us here tonight in the chat. Philip Miller is here, one of our biggest fans. He says, the human mind is not fully developed until the actual age of 25. Laugh face emoji. So there you go. That is a true statement, by the way. The human brain normally isn't fully developed until the age of 23 to 25. Philip Miller says, guess what? So am I, and I am the age of 42. That's okay, hey. Philip. You're reliving your childhood.
I completely forgot there's a chat. Oops.
Did you not know that we were being watched by millions of people around the world?
No.
Okay. Well, Philip Miller is here, and he says hi to everybody. Hi, Philip. Thank you for being with us.
Philip is old enough to know the answer to everything in the universe.
Hey, Philip, do you know the answer to everything in the universe? Please let us know in the chat because Willow was just dying of curiosity. Look at these smiles between these two. My goodness. Let's go get a cheeseburger up to $8.84. I'd like a cheeseburger. Oh, I can't. I'm going out with Harry tonight. Come with us. No. Oh, by the way, how's it going with... You know what? I'm sorry. It's none of my business. By the way, Philip says, hello, everyone. Hello, Philip. Welcome to the party. He says, I don't know the answer to everything in the universe, but I sure wish I did, says Philip Miller, Willow.
Then the Hitchhiker's Guide lies to us.
Once again, that's another property for another show on another time. As we concentrate very heavily, I might add, on 2002 Spider-Man, which we have done so well tonight with naming 50 other properties outside of the Spider-Man universe, I blame Phil and Phoenix for that. So, we are getting a very iconic scene coming up here in the 2002 Spider-Man film. And I think some people in the studio tonight know which scene I'm talking about. It starts to rain. New York has a rainstorm coming up. Mary Jane is trying to go home to get back together with Harry to go out on a date night.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you're kissing some other dude.
And unfortunately, this date night is about to be interrupted by a group of interlopers who are trying to rob her of her purse and other things that we are not going to discuss on this very program.
I was going to say, I don't think it... Yeah, no,
she fights back here a little bit, though. Look at MJ. She's fighting back. Oh, wait a minute. Webs are coming out. What's going on? Who's this guy?
Like, he has to permanently babysit her or something.
Well, she is the love of his life. She just doesn't know it yet. Ooh, look at the bash to the head. Look at the punch to the face. Boom, boom. You can totally tell that those two gentlemen just there on that scene were on wire.
Wait, how does she not see that it's Peter?
I was just going to say.
Because they're in the dark. Hey, wait. Where are you going? You have a knack for getting in trouble. I was in the neighborhood.
All I have to say about the scene is thank God for padded bras.
Phoenix is thinking, what are you talking about? Phoenix is just looking off into the distance. She's thinking, why am I still here again? Hey, Phoenix, quit laughing over there.
I mean, who has...
this is a very serious. This is a very serious pivotal scene that's coming up here. It is
raining.
And
look at this.
If I remember correctly, they did the scene a couple times, and each time they had to turn him back right side up.
Because the water was getting into his suit. It was getting into his nose. Look at that kiss. Well done, Peter.
Woo!
Well done, buddy. You've never seen a kissing sequence ever before like this in film, and this is another reason why this 2002 film is so iconic. Oh, there he goes. What a kiss.
Did she go home to her that's the thing. Did she go home to her boyfriend? Like, yeah, no, I didn't totally just smack on the guy.
And now we are back. It's a new day in New York City. There's an emergency that is starting to happen, and Spider-Man is about to swing in once again to save the day. Let's see here. We got a lot of comments coming into the chat here. According to Philip Miller, he says, have you guys seen Spider-Man versus Darth Maul, brought to you by Bat in the Sun? It's pretty amazing and hilarious. Yes, Philip, I've seen it. I thought it was pretty cool the way they did it. The question is, have the members of this panel known as Willow, Skylar, and Phoenix, have you seen Darth Maul versus Spider-Man?
I feel like I have.
Okay, well, if you haven't, you should Google this and add this to your watch list. Phoenix, you might want to write this down. Spider-Man versus Darth Maul, Bat in the Sun. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. So make sure you write this down or bookmark it on your computer.
Saved already.
Thank you, Phoenix. And Philip Miller chimes in. He says, I feel pretty old when I see Jurassic Park on Turner Classic Movies. Laugh out loud, anyone?
Hey, when our music from the 90s is considered classic, that hurts.
Excuse me while I go get a walker.
Phoenix. Let's give Phoenix a minute. Hold on, Phoenix. I'll give you a minute. Hold on. All right, go get the walker. Oh, wait a minute. She's back. Hey, you're under arrest. I'm taking you in. There's someone still up there. I'm going. I'll be here when you get back. I'm not coming back, Chief. Go. So we're at that scene in the movie, if I'm reading this right. We are in the 1 hour, 23 minutes, 40 seconds of this film, known as Spider-Man from 2002. If you want to queue up your copy now, feel free to do so.
Spider-Man just saved a baby. Now he's looking for someone else that's in the building.
Who's in distress. Well, by the way, Philip Miller chimes in. He says, ha ha ha, ha 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 emojis. I guess it's in regards to Phoenix's joke about having to use a walker. I don't know. Hey, let us know, Philip. Be more specific with your laughing emojis because Phoenix is dying of curiosity back here. So here's the question.
Watching the movie.
Sure, that's cool. Are you in or are you out? It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind. Wrong answer. By the way, these are sharp objects that are being thrown at him.
Not pumpkin.
And by the way, we are about to see sequences of blood in this film. Did you know that, Willow? Blood will be spilled in this very scene, Willow. Ooh, look at that kick to the face. My goodness. He's been cut. See? There's blood in this movie. Oh, goodness. Sorry, just checking a few updates over here off to the side of my studio. Everything's cool. Boy, somebody looks tired. Look at Osborn. Whew. By the way, in case anyone's wondering, this is a holiday-themed film, so if you want to watch this movie later in the year, it is a Thanksgiving movie. Oh, Aunt May. I'm sorry I'm late. Work was murder. I picked up a fruitcake. Okay, who here likes fruitcakes? Anybody?
No.
No. Okay. And who is this lovely young lady? I've been looking forward to meeting you. Happy Thanksgiving, sir. By the way, this sequence was featured heavily in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Of him jumping back up to the apartment, then he jumps down, then he takes off his mask. That was featured heavily in the trailers. Excuse me. You know, I forgot to ask Phil a question, but he left. That's a shame. Phil, it's all right. I'll message you later. He's a bit of a slob, isn't he? Oh, brilliant, Ben. Aw. By the way, Rosemary Harris was cast perfectly as Aunt May.
Yep.
I just want to point that out. She was cast very well in this role. Philip Miller says, I think I saw this movie a long time ago.
Blood doesn't look like that at all.
I'm sorry, Phoenix, what was it? The blood doesn't look real?
No.
Haven't you ever heard of something called visual effects?
Like, he didn't bleed that much. Like, it would just be like this little dot, and they made it like, you know.
Like
they made it look like a spray of ketchup.
I know, right?
Does anyone else
Probably
realize
is
that?
ketchup.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is, hypothetically. All sitting down to dinner for Thanksgiving. Oh, look at this turkey. Mmm. Anyone here like turkey?
I prefer chicken.
Chicken.
You die first, Aunt May.
Hey, come on now.
That's why he had to kill her in that other universe. Sorry.
I think you may or may not be revealing certain elements of certain films that not everyone has seen yet, so we'll just pretend that didn't happen.
I'll stop.
No, it's all right.
That happens in another universe. It's not this universe.
Yeah, we're talking about 2002 Spider-Man, just to be more specific. because we're focusing on that film tonight. I'm just saying. Philip Miller asks a question. He says, is this the film where Spider-Man says with great power comes great responsibility? No, Philip. This is the film where Uncle Ben says the iconic words, with great power.
Well, spoilers. He does say it in the end, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Well, as a voiceover, not like, physically in the room, but yes. In this film, he does, Phoenix. You're right. By the way, something has come to my attention. I don't believe this. We just brought you all the way over here to meet MJ. Now you got to leave? Which reminds me. BRB.
Which means we're actually going to just watch the movie for a minute, probably. Fun fact, I actually tried to turn my hair that color, MJ Scott, when I was a teenager. I loved it. I wanted to be MJ.
Yeah, I've gone pretty much all versions of red, and doing like the dark red that she has is so pretty.
It's very copper.
Mm-hmm.
With the wrong dude.
Oh, and Philip chimes in by saying, oh, okay, yes, it was his uncle. Yes, Philip, it was Uncle Ben. R.I.P. Uncle Ben. For how many times has this guy died on film? Like 30 times? Jeez.
Yeah.
Stop with the origin stories already.
Uncle, he's already dead in the most recent Spider-Mans, which is kind of...
Yeah, which, takes care of that origin story.
I know, right?
Oh, he's looking at a picture.
Let's just stop killing poor Uncle Ben.
She is, yeah, please stop it. She's looking at a picture of Uncle Ben.
In the early 2000s, I believe, there was actually a comic book that came out of the story of Aunt May and how she met Uncle Ben.
How did they meet?
They worked at a campground.
Okay,
that's a nice lovey-dovey story. I was not aware of this. By the way, did you know that after this movie it came out, and a few other films as well, centering on the character of Spider-Man, that they were originally going to put together a spin-off film centering around just Aunt May? And all of us looked in the studio, all of us here on Earth who actually have common sense looked at each other and thought, why the heck would we want to see a spin-off movie about Aunt May? Who the heck cares? She's a supporting character, not a centerpiece, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought to myself, Sony, have you had too much to drink again? I mean, seriously, you need to lay off the sauce.
They have.
Because Phoenix, Willow, you remember hearing all these behind-the-scenes development deals where they were going to put together an Aunt May film, they were going to put together a just Harry Osborn film, like other supporting.
There was all kinds of stories, but
that was so crazy back then. I'm thinking, why would you give every supporting character their own spin-off movie? No one cares about that. Unless it's a character from the Spider-Man universe, in which case they were trying to develop a... What was the character we were thinking about earlier? Black Cat. Black Cat was going to get her movie. A Silver Sable was going to get her own movie.
Philip Miller thinks that Jar Jar needs his own series.
Which one?
Philip Miller.
Oh, what did he say? Oh, I'm sorry.
Jar Jar needs his own series?
Oh, Ryan, you got it all wrong. Jar Jar Binks needs his own online series. No, Philip. No, he does not. No. And by the way, Philip, it's not May 4th yet. We can't talk about it. Don't talk about May 4th. Otherwise, Phoenix won't stop talking about it. Anyway.
I'm going to go and beat people with a lightsaber tomorrow, so...
Oh, are you?
I am.
Oh, you must be really excited.
I am.
You must be uber excited. which we will talk about more about our impending busy schedules with everybody here in the studio a little bit later on, Phoenix. So stay tuned, more to come. More surprises are going to be revealed as well. So with that being said, we are in the hospital room with Aunt May is recovering from her injuries, and Peter and MJ are about to have a very important discussion. And it's a discussion about feelings. So this should be romantic, okay? First of all, we got to set the mood. No one gets my references? Okay, cool. Wow, some friends you are. So, you know Spider-Man? What did he say? Spider-Man, he said, he asked me what I thought about you. And what did you say? I said, MJ is... Anyway, you catch my drift. Philip Miller says, oh, right, Ryan, I won't stop talking about the raccoons. That's an animated series for another time, buddy boy. He's talking about an interview I conducted with the creator of the Raccoon series with Kevin Gillis. It was a really good episode, too. Hashtag always promote your stuff. Check that out on the And I Quote playlist. After this. Not right now. Watch
Right now.
After this. No.
Forget about this episode.
Don't pull a Chris Pratt on me and say, right now. No. Don't do it right now. Wait until this presentation of the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man is concluded, and then you can go watch it. Phoenix, don't jump ahead of don't put the cart before the horse.
When does this happen? Right now.
Stop it. Stop it. You know what? I think she needs a timeout. Let's give her a moment here. We'll talk to you later, Phoenix. Take a coffee break. It's okay. Do whatever you need. Anyway, so what did you think about Peter's feelings towards MJ here, Willa? What do you think? Do you think he described them well enough that she understands it?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a very romantic scene. Too bad it's in the hospital. But
look at that smile. Smile.
Oh,
hi. Phoenix is back.
Am I back to my punishment?
Well, you just missed the part where MJ grabs his hand.
And here's the part where the heartbreak and the
Harry.
breakup begins with
Harry Osborn.
Harry Osborn and MJ.
Yes, Phoenix, you are back in the studio. Welcome back. So happy to have you here. As always.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. Didn't a famous actor say that once? It's good to be back. You know,
I'll be back.
Exactly. Thank you. More properties. By the way, Philip chimes in. He says, Kevin Gillis, going to another behind-the-scenes story, has been making more videos about the show. You're right. We need to focus on the Stan Lee universe. Hey, R.I.P. to Stan Lee. And by the way, this past week we lost another great in the comics industry, Neil Adams.
Yes.
Passed away at the age of 80. So R.I.P. to Neil Adams, one of the greats in the comic book industry.
He's asking how many lightsabers I have. I actually have 3.
Oh, Philip says, Phoenix, so how many lightsabers do you actually own? So how many do you have?
Yeah, 3. They're actually built to fight. They're yeah. So I built one myself, and then I bought 2 because I worked for a saber company. So shout out to Kyber Cave.
Are you good Jedi or Sith?
She's gray. No, she's gray.
I've designed all of them to turn both green and red.
Oh, okay.
So you're gray.
I'm gray.
Yeah.
I'm gray.
There's room for green, be nice to the earth, and there's room for there will be blood with my red saber.
I've got green. I've got green lightsaber, and I've got a whole Jedi costume. Then I've got a Sith costume. So, you know.
Okay.
This young person over here, known as Phoenix, she is prepared.
I'm prepared. Totally.
Anywho, we're back on Spider-Man, please. So Spider-Man, Aunt May has just woken up from her injuries, and she is addressing Peter, as Peter has been staying with her and keeping an eye on her, making sure she's okay. You do too much. College, a job.
You're not Superman, you know. I love that.
You're not Superman, you know. Great nod and wink to another property in another studio. Isn't that great how they could slip that in there? And then when you saw her, Mary Jane, for the first time, you grabbed me. You said, Aunt May? Aunt May? Is that an angel? I said that. You sure did. Love is a spice with many tastes, a dizzying array of textures and moments. Once again, no one gets my references. This is so sad that you people don't understand me, and I've been your friend for like 20 years.
Again,
Anyway.
zoning out.
Anyway, that was a reference to Newman from Seinfeld.
So here's a little tidbit. So in the comic books, MJ was not like her face was not shown throughout the comics for, I believe, a year before her grand entrance. That was what I said when you put me on screen was, face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot.
That's a nice intro to a character right there, isn't it, Willow?
Yep.
You love. Do you say that line a lot when you're with friends or families or coworkers? Do you say it to your hubby,
No,
the love of your life?
No, I actually don't say that enough, actually.
You don't even say it to your own hubby? I find that shocking. By the way, Philip brings up a good, interesting point. He says, my dad, Ed Steiner, has several nice ones in regards to lightsabers, but not fighting grade, Phoenix.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, what's the purpose if you just can't hit someone with them?
Someone has a violent streak in her. Gosh, Phoenix. Take it easy on yourself, will you? Anyway, we are about, I want to say, about a minute, an hour and 40 minutes into this film. So we are at the scene, the iconic scene, where MJ wakes up and she suddenly finds herself on top of a bridge.
On some kind of catwalk, and nothing good ever happens on a giant catwalk.
And we find out that it was actually the Green Goblin who kidnapped her. Because Peter took the phone call on the phone a moment ago. Can Spider-Man come out to play?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey. Different property now. Watch what you say. Oh, by the way, Phoenix, I have not seen Scream 5, so don't ruin it for me.
What? Okay.
Don't ruin Scream 5 for me. I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen it? You've seen it, right?
I haven't even seen it.
Oh,
I
really?
haven't seen it yet either.
All right. We're all. Hey, guess what? All three of us are even. We could be friends again. This is great. Goblin, what have you done? Boy, he blew up the. I believe it's the control center, right? The factory that controls the mechanism that's carrying those folks. What is that called exactly? Is it called a glider or not a glider? A gondola?
A tram.
A tram. Thank you.
Gondola sounds about right.
He's holding her up.
What is
He's
it
gonna
called?
drop her.
No, but what's the name of the mechanism, Phoenix? Is it a tram or a gondola?
It's got to be a tram.
Thank you. Wow, can you imagine him just sitting back and then all of a sudden he winds up on the bridge after only like 5 jumps? It's amazing to me. No puns intended.
That's a tram. That's
a tram. Thank you. Spider-Man. This is where only fools are heroes.
Let the die.
The woman you love. There go the slippers. Or suffer the little children. Make a choice, Phoenix. Make a choice.
So he does run for MJ.
Oh, by the way, Philip has a few other comments chiming in here. He says, okay, Stan Lee, anyone know about the Super Kindergarten Heroes on the Cartoon Channel? It was the last project that Stan Lee ever did.
I'm Canadian, so I probably didn't get that up here.
All right. Willow, you might want to Google this. Anyway, Philip says the Green Goblin on the hoverboard. Hey, I understood that reference. Sorry, Ryan, I did not watch Seinfeld, Philip says. Well, you better start watching it because it's on Netflix, son. In the U.S. It's on Netflix in the U.S., just to be clear. Seinfeld is on Netflix in the United States. I don't know if it's in Canada. Anyway, Spider-Man made his choice. He has managed to grab MJ as well as the tram carrying the hostages, or the children.
All right. I don't care what kind of superpowers you have. Doing that would definitely have taken out your shoulder.
Well, I mean, they make references to it in another movie, so
You have to climb down. You have to climb down, MJ. You have to climb down. You can't stay up there. I really like his suit in this movie.
Gutchy, gutchy, goo, Spider-Man.
I know, tickle, tickle.
Silly one. Do we like the look of Spider-Man's suit in this movie? I like it.
It's okay.
I tried very hard to recreate a version of it with puff paint.
I'm sure Spider-Man has disability insurance.
Philip says, Willow, I'm sure Spider-Man has something known as disability insurance. That's a bit of a... I don't know about that, Philip. That's a bit of a touchy.
I don't know. That wouldn't insurance companies have a hard time insuring him because of his liability of being a superhero?
It's a good question. Anyone else know the answer to that?
Spider-Man gets sued.
Does he? I mean, they sued the Ghostbusters in the original film in '84, but not the actual like film. But I'm talking about in Ghostbusters 2. You find out that they went out of business because they couldn't pay the city back for all the damage that that the city blamed them for, even though they didn't cause the damage.
More no blood.
In Spider-Man 2002, in regards to that, yes. Whoa. Oh, by the way, Philip says, Willow, you bring up a good point. About the disability insurance stuff with Spider-Man. That's what he's referring to.
I did. Hold on.
Am I wrong?
I know I can find something. I know Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side. Has anyone seen the commercials with that lately? Probably. Boy, Spider-Man is getting his butt kicked here. Look at all the blood that's being spilled. His mask has been torn apart. His suit is being torn apart. Man, he's getting punched right in the jawline. If I had to nitpick here, I don't like the little scream he utters when he hits the ground after Green Goblin gives him an uppercut to the jaw. I don't like that. That was not necessary. Everything else I get. But that part was that little soundbite was not necessary. Look at him. He's getting punched in the gut here. I mean, he's getting thrown from one side of this room to the other. You've spun your last web, Spider-Man. Philip chimes in with, "Go, Green Goblin. Good. Use your anger. Good. Good." And Phoenix's face just lit up like a Christmas tree with the Star Wars quotes.
Do it.
Do it. Do it, Willow. Do it, Phoenix. Do it. It's not May the 4th yet. Jeez, you sick people.
It's a couple hours.
Feel the anger run through you.
Exactly. Thank you, Willow. Even so, the wall has been torn down. Spider-Man has just brought the wall on top of the Green Goblin, but somehow the Green Goblin manages to escape from this wall that has been trampled on top of him. Whoa. Punches him through a fence line, punches him on the... Here you go, here you go. Punching him right in the face. Right in the face. What? No. It's me. Peter, it's me. It's me. And the Green Goblin is Norman Osborn. By the way, Philip says, laughing out loud, A++++ for your impressions. Philip Miller says, that was awesome, Willow. Nice work. Philip really likes you tonight, Willow. Goodness gracious. You might want to friend him or follow him on Instagram.
I might have to.
At Philip Miller, if I remember correctly, on Instagram there, Willow, if you want to look at your phone later. If I'm remembering that right. You know what? He's on my followers list, so you can just find him there. I don't care. Peter, take my hand. Come on. I've been like a father to you. Be a son to me.
Don't tell Harry.
Look at that statement. I have a father.
A lot of don't tell Harry. A lot of characters are just telling him, don't tell Harry. Poor Harry.
Whoa. Oh, man. Peter.
My swords scare Philip.
Philip says, sorry, Phoenix, your swords scare me. Thumbs up, though. Philip, I don't get you, man. Like, what are you getting at here, really? Are you trying to admit something to Willow, or are you trying to admit something to Phoenix? I don't know what's going on here. We see that Peter has delivered Norman Osborn, his body, back to his loft. And Harry is furious about what he has seen. He tries to put a bullet in Spider-Man's head, but it doesn't happen because Spider-Man escapes before the incident can occur. So R.I.P. to Norman Osborn, also known as the Green Goblin in this film. Now we are at the funeral at the cemetery here. We got Harry and Peter having a very important talk, offering his condolences to Harry.
Excuse me a moment. I need to go. Oh no. Okay.
You need a break.
My cat's being a brat. I'll be right.
Okay, take a break there, pal. You know, Phoenix. First of all, Phoenix is taking the most commercial breaks out of every one of us tonight, and now Willow's taking a break.
Not for my own volition. That's
no,
for
it's
sure.
Okay. It's fine. We still love you. It's fine. So Harry has said that he will not let this go, and that he said that I swear on my father's grave that Spider-Man will pay for what he did. What he did, which means there's a bit of friction now between Peter and Harry. So, oh hey.
I'll just invite myself to the party.
I thought I could have brought you back. You could have just waved at me.
It's okay.
Sorry. I swear on my father's grave, Spider-Man will pay. As Harry tells Peter, no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, it's the ones I love who will always be the ones who pay. Which are very important, ominous words that are spoken by Peter. And now Peter is having a discussion with Mary Jane as we get towards the end of this film.
She's in love with Spider-Man.
There's only one person who I was thinking of.
It was you, Peter. It had to be you. I'm sorry, that's a lovey-dovey song. You were saying, Willow?
Nope. Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
No, I was reading the script.
I'm in love with Spider-Man.
I think Phoenix is in love with Loki.
I mean,
Phoenix, you're in love with a lot of Marvel heroes and villains here, so you got your pick of the litter.
I like the bad boys. What can I say?
Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Isn't that right, Phoenix?
I just want to point out she's kissing Peter at her ex-boyfriend's father's funeral. Just saying.
That's an interesting point. Does anyone else think of that?
Hey, some people get turned on when they're at graves.
I'm
not one
in
of
the
those,
movie,
but-
Some people at funerals, sometimes at weddings. I mean,
someone said in a movie, this was Will Ferrell's character in Wedding Crashers, he says, grief is love's most powerful aphrodisiac. Which I don't believe that for a
And
second.
realization
But
hits. She's kissed this person before.
oh boy, there's so much I want to tell you. I can't. You can't what? Tell you. I mean, there's so much to tell.
friend zoned.
Yeah, there's so much to tell. There is. Oh God, it's tearing me up here. I'm sorry. I'm not. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. Sorry.
Philip liked my comment.
What was that? Wow, Phoenix. That was a good comment about her kissing the guy at her ex-boyfriend's father's funeral. Boy, that's a lot of words. That's what Philip is referring
Only a
to
friend?
in the comments there, Phoenix, just to be clear. Only a friend, Peter Parker.
Only a friend.
That's all I have to give. Man, he wanted to be with her so bad in this movie, but he can't because he doesn't want to put his loved ones at risk if they knew
No,
his
Phil,
secret.
you need at least one more emoji.
More emojis.
Philip Miller says, Ryan, I need to use less emojis in my statements. Philip, if you want to use emojis in your comments or your feelings about something, I mean, it's fine, but words are better than emojis because
don't-
then we can actually understand what you're
Yeah,
trying to say.
don't write a whole sentence with emojis
Hey,
because
iconic
us
speech
old
here.
people don't understand.
This is my gift. It is my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man. Oh, look at this iconic score, iconic ending sequence.
And cue Chad Kruger on the rooftop.
We'll get into that in a moment, folks. We're getting into that in a moment. I don't want to give away too many spoilers for Phoenix here. Or for
So
you,
many
who may be
spoilers.
watching
Okay,
this.
look, if you
So many
haven't seen that
spoilers.
video in the last 20 years, it's not a spoiler anymore.
I mean, I'm spoiler girl, so that's a good
Spoilers.
name,
Ooh,
spoiler
I
girl.
like that.
I should call myself spoiler girl.
Spoiler girl.
Can we get a T-shirt made for her in the backstage area? Have that ready by next week.
That's my my new superhero name.
Are we going to add that? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the conclusion of
I love this song.
2002's Spider-Man, starring Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, J.K. Simmons, Willem Dafoe, Rosemary Harris, Cliff Robertson, James Franco, and a venerable who's who of young up-and-coming actors and actresses in this film. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you for joining us tonight for the 20th anniversary of one of the greatest and most influential films of its respective genre, 2002's Spider-Man. Thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate it. If this was your first time watching this movie, we thank you even more so for being with us. If you have any thoughts about it, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. After the fact, when this goes up, we would love to hear your thoughts about anything and everything about 2002's Spider-Man, with the score being composed by the one and only Danny Elfman, and also the iconic song known as Hero, performed by Chad Kroeger featuring Josie Scott, which I played numerous times as a kid, and I don't regret it for a second because I love the song, I like the tunes, and yes, I'll admit it, I am a Nickelback fan, okay? Don't
yeah.
come at
I
me in
went
the
to their
comments.
concert, a huge Nickelback fan.
Okay, so
Huge
I'm dealing
Nickelback
with
fan.
other people who understand the nature of this band and their music. I'm just saying.
So this is a Nickelback fan meeting now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Yep.
so. Hi, my name is Ryan, and I'm a movie holic who also happens to like
Okay,
the song known as Hero featuring Chad Kroeger and Josie Scott.
I didn't know that Chad Kruger and
Avril Lavigne?
Avril Lavigne got married until they broke up.
What?
I didn't know this until
I
after the
was
fact.
today's years old when I found this out.
Like,
Goodness.
I don't know when they got married or like how long they were married.
was a
I just
while. It
remember
was a
reading
while.
that they were breaking up. I'm like, wait, when were they together?
It was a while ago, and that was a while ago too, but we're not here to discuss that. We're here to celebrate Spider-Man 2002. I want to take this opportunity to thank our panelists for joining us tonight. Thank you so much. Also, we had an appearance earlier on by Phil of the Distance Learning Podcast. Make sure to follow him on all forms of social media for all the cool stuff that's going on over there. And also, I want to take this opportunity to thank our other members of the panel tonight. Before I go into certain announcements and other things we are going to be doing here within the coming weeks and months, I want to turn things over to Willow Schuyler. Willow, where can the person watching or listening to this find you online and everything you have coming up? What do you got for us?
Well, tomorrow afternoon, it'll be me and Heather talking about Star Wars Day on the Sideshow.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
That is
if
exciting.
you haven't got Kirby yet, so please follow us over at the Sideshow on Facebook and tune into our show.
That is fan-flippin-tastic. Also, Willow, real quick, and I want to turn things over to Phoenix on this question as well. Final thoughts on rewatching 2002 Spider-Man.
You know what? Okay. I still love the movie. It's still a great movie. The computer animation
CGI.
or like the CGI needs some work, but maybe they'll redo it. But all in all, it's still a good movie. It still stays pretty. It's still fresh in my mind watching it for the first time. Yeah. It's.
Yeah,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
What were you gonna say?
No.
All right,
I'm still amazed that it's still a good movie.
No puns intended. Thank you so much, Willow Schuyler, for being with us. We do greatly appreciate it. I want to turn things over to Phoenix. Phoenix that rises from the ashes. Yeah. Phoenix, where can the person watching or listening to this find you online and everything that you have coming up? And also, before you get to your plugs, final thoughts on 2002 Spider-Man.
It's still a timeless classic, especially because Marvel and Sony are continuing the narrative, especially with the multiverse opening up. So it's just going to continue to be a timeless classic, I think, in the coming years. I'm definitely going to go and rewatch it again. As for my plugs, I'm from Distance Learning, as Phil said. We are a Distance Learning podcast. You can catch us on Mondays and Wednesdays. We're actually doing an episode tonight. I believe it's already started. And
Double duty.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna go and stock them in a minute. So yeah, you can catch us on Mondays and Wednesdays. We have the build on Mondays and the download on Wednesdays usually. We're going to be doing double duty actually tomorrow. Half of us are going to be showing up at a theater in Sacramento, which is the Crest Theater, and then the other half of us are going to be hanging out with Kyber Cave. Shout out to Kyber Cave podcast, or Kyber Cave show. I don't know what they are. They're a show.
They're a thing.
They're a thing. And we'll be hanging out with Kyber Cave and fighting with lightsabers. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. So yeah, happy May 4th, everyone.
Even though you're jumping ahead 5 steps.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's fine.
Phil Miller. Yeah, I'll give you some information if you're interested.
Oh, yes. Philip Miller says Sacramento. I'm in Sacramento. Well, Philip, you should get together with the Distance Learning crew at their special events that are coming out very, very soon. So look them up on Facebook. Hit them up. Send them a message.
Yeah, let us know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. Anyway, thank you once again, Phoenix, from Distance Learning and everything else that you do. We appreciate you being here. You're a wonderful person inside and out. And yeah, even though you said one too many quotes that have nothing to do with Spider-Man, I still appreciate you more and more. So thanks for being here. Do appreciate you, superstar. I'm going to turn things over to, this guy. So let's talk about me for a minute. So my name is Ryan. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5, as it says here in my name tag here on the screen. But I do want to let you in on something. Even though tomorrow is technically, on a technical level, it is May the 4th be with you. It is Star Wars Day on a technical standpoint, but it also is the 10th anniversary that we are going to be celebrating tomorrow night, May the 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Double feature this week, ladies and gentlemen. We just celebrated the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man. We are going to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Marvel's The Avengers, one of the most pivotal and influential films in comic book movie history. And guess what? You're invited. I want to see you there in the comments, lighting up the chat, letting us know your favorite memories, your favorite quotes, your questions, your memories of reading the comics, learning about these characters, respecting the characters, appreciating the characters. We want to hear any and all your thoughts in the comment section below. Once again, that's going to be on Wednesday night, May the 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on It's Nerd Culture. So make sure you, goodness gracious, I've said one too many words. I got to take a deep breath once in a while, Willow. Like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell so you are notified when new videos go up on the channel. I also do a show on the weekends known as And I Quote, Saturdays, 12 p.m. EST. Make sure you check it out, and all those wonderful things. So that, and also we do have a special announcement regarding a very well-known property that Phoenix pointed out earlier, Star Wars. We do have something to announce about Star Wars, but we are going to announce that tomorrow on May the 4th be with you, because, hey, what better day, what better time to announce something during the 10th anniversary watch, before we start the 10th anniversary watch along, I should say, of Marvel's The Avengers. Some assembly required. So gather your team, gather your friends, and join us. So on behalf of me, myself, and I, and Phoenix, and Willow, and young Phil from the Distance 30 podcast, goodness gracious, I've run out of energy. Thank you once again for joining us. We cannot do this without you. Support independent creators. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And in the meantime, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe. Remember, life is better when reading. And also, remember, with great power comes great responsibility.